Noise like in Drakkenheim is it most eerily quiet, or is there some noise floor? It's a bit of both. Drakkenheim is a deserted city, so it sounds like a deserted city, which is mostly just silent, but there are sounds. You'll hear the odd, like just animalistic sound or growl or something. Hopefully, mostly in the distance, but you'll hear that here and there. The city itself does make sound, but it is minimal. Like you'll hear maybe some crumbling here or there. You might hear some low like rumbling as well. The haze itself is magically laden, and there is some eldritch eldritch electricity basically going through the mist, especially up in the atmosphere. But and so you'll hear that. It's nothing like lightning and thunder, nothing whatsoever. But there is a bit of crackling, if you
Any
will.
wind noises?
When the wind blows, yeah, you'll hear the wind. It is never too windy in Drakkenheim. There's always like a light breeze, like enough to keep the mist in place. But it's never completely wind quiet. Like it'll always be a bit of wind.
Follow-up question then.
Yep.
Does the wind not affect the haze?
If it's really, really heavy wind, then yeah, it would actually blow it away. So that is something you can consider if you could use that to your advantage.
Definitely, because I already considered it once.
So number two, does the haze appear to dampen sound similar to how fog does? Not dampen sound per se, but it'll make it harder to perceive where it's coming from. Because, like, usually audio gets confirmed with visuals. If you don't have the visuals, it makes it harder. So no, like maybe a little bit, but like that is too much detail to go into. So generally, no, it won't dampen any sound.
Okay.
As for general questions, how loud is combat in D&D in general? That is a very fair question, and you're not the first one to ask me, actually. And the answer, truthfully, is like it's basically what we want it to be. There is not really any ruling for this. So I usually like I consider the area that you are in, and with that, like if you're out in the open, you'll have more of a stretch where people might hear like the clashing of swords or something, which I generally put at like 100 feet. Like that is just that is roughly the range. Beyond that, maybe you could still hear it, but again, too much semantics to keep in mind. In a closed space, basically the room that you're in, the room beyond, if it's a wooden door that's open, sure they can hear you. But beyond that, usually you're safe within the room itself, because if you're not, usually the entire dungeon comes to you as soon as you raise a sword, and that's no fun.
I think I heard something.
So generally, we go like room by room with the normal combat. And number four
must have been the wind.
Is it? Yeah, exactly. I've actually used that last Friday. It was so funny. They did something where they basically hurt someone and then duck away, and I was like, I have nothing. So my answer was, oh, must have been the wind. We had like a laugh for a solid 20 seconds. I had no other answer. So number four, there are spells like Thunder Waves that explicitly state emits a thunderous boom audible to 300 feet, correct? But most spells are absolutely vague about it. How loud are, for example, Firebolt, Eldritch Blast, Shatter, or Fireball? Generally, those spells are like Firebolt does say like it gives like a subtle roar or like a silent roar.
Yeah,
again,
a low roar.
Yeah, so again, confined to the same room. For example, shatter, I imagine sounds like literally like a window shattering. That might be heard in the next room, but beyond that, again, it won't be that noticeable unless the spell specifically states it, because then it is used as a disadvantage on your spells. If this were audible throughout an entire dungeon, if you go in somewheres, it's such a disadvantage to be a spellcaster. So generally, I don't rule on it like as such, unless you specifically like you target a fireball at the like at the roof or something. Like that is different. But using it within a stone walled room, no, that's just a room itself.
Yeah, I just until recently I was absolutely certain that Shatter was just like Thunder Wave, that it had this 300 feet sound wave, and then
You'd say so, right?
stumbled. I just stumbled upon the spell description and was very confused that it was missing. I even looked through if there was some errata or something that changed that, and that prompted the whole how loud is combat in general, and do we have to be concerned?
Well, it is a fair question, because obviously there is a chance, especially when you're fighting out in the open, there's always a chance that something or someone hears it and comes to either your aid or your doom. That is always an option, especially out in the open. Inside a building, if you use Thunderwave, yeah, beyond that, you're mostly fine within one room. Because if you wouldn't be, then it's going to be very hard to play.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Every dungeon just becomes you get in one fight and everybody just piles in all at one time.
I mean, there's always exceptions to the rule, of course, but then the exceptions
Yeah.
are either clear or I will tell them why it's an exception. But in most cases, like, just make sure that your doors are closed. All right. So with that, where were we last time?
Well, we bid adieu to our dear friend Felix, who could get a glimmer of us apparently as the whole world faded into the old version of Drakkenheim, and he sipped on his drink and went on his merry way to live out his eternity in time loop. We investigated downstairs. Everything looks like it's been there 15 years with scavengers and all sorts of jazz down there. Saw the passageway that we were looking for. We didn't go down it because it is a long way down, so we're going to come back to it. And we were heading back to the mill, I think, to meet Petra. And on the way there was a little green fellow who was in a bit of trouble. And Barlin valiantly tried to distract him with an impersonation of the screaming, just distract the monster that was attacking him with screaming. Unfortunately, he wasn't that good at it, and drew the ire of a giant Hulk thing that helped Barlin with some of his, tooth problems. He was dealing with some. His face felt too solid, so he really helped him out with that one. Put him down for the count. Nespip came in clutch with the glug glug of the healing potion, so that was good. The team, I think Elodie ended up finishing him off, as you do, the pro level finisher, finishing the husk off. And we were able to meet the new person we found, Fritz, who has a funny little fairy friend thing and speaks to a pipe in his sleep, but he's from Faerun somehow and just kind of walked here, despite that being logically impossible. But it's all good. He's coming along for the time being because it's more safety numbers sort of thing, and he can throw what looks like not firebolts, but are definitely something interesting of an eldritch variety. We made it to the mill and we did our camp. This is where we discovered all about Fritz walking to Drakkenheim from across the ocean, and I believe Nespip saw the alchemy, the Amethyst Academy people go into the mill, and we met up with them after the sun rose, and got a little bit of a mission to go discuss with don't remember the guy's name, but discuss with someone who's been
Oscar.
researching. What was his name?
I think his first name is Oscar.
Oscar.
I don't
Yes,
remember his last name, but his first name is
Professor
Oscar.
Who's been researching how to survive in basically to have protection from the haze. So our mission is to try and get that information from him. And we also learned a bit more about Atoli, and that he wasn't born as a snake guy. This was some kind of academy doing, which explains some of his animosity towards them. But I think we also saw the steel. I'm playing Baldur's Gate, so I think it was Steel Defender. Is that what it was called? Steel Defender.
Yep.
That was in there with the professor, and I think that's most of everything. We also got level 4, which was a big deal.
Huge deal.
And I
And
believe
leaving
that
now.
is indeed where you ended last time. So I can do two things. One, I can bring you back to Eckerman Mill if you guys want to talk a little bit amongst yourselves, or we can bring you to the map and decide what your next move is.
I mean, we
Oh,
still
yeah.
have to meet up with Petra, right?
Yeah, it's still early in the morning on the day we're supposed to meet her. So, I mean, we could wait around until midday to see if she shows up. Work on whatever we all got going on for a few hours and see if she shows up.
I
I
mean,
mean,
we
we're
can
here.
look
We
at.
might as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Hooded Lantern should also have like some kind of garrison or something where they rotate people, I think, in Ackerman.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. If we look around, do we see something that looks like a Hooded Lantern outpost or camp or anything like that?
Not really, no.
Shit, we've been had.
It's just a bunch of people. Well, because there was like kind of like a tent camp thing happening last night where there was just people camped out, various parties. Have
Correct.
they all left, or are some of
No,
them
some of
hanging
them,
out, or
some of them will still be there. And if you are, let's just bring you back to the Eckerman Mill thing. As the morning has approached, you will see that most of the tents will be packed up and by people to move out. Some of them will remain, but the majority of them is packing up and going in one of two directions. Really, one is setting out into Drakkenheim via various paths, and the others are moving away from Drakkenheim. They probably had their fill, but there is still a couple of camps that are just hanging out, maybe to tend to wounded people or something.
Barlin dumps a couple berries from his little box and just kind of looks around. So the only buildings are it's the windmill and then
There'll be like the old farmhouse and the barn, which are little more than skeletons of what they used to be, but they are still standing.
or anyone in those buildings. Barlin's munching on some berries, walking around, looking for. We're there to meet Petra. He's looking to see if she's there before he doesn't want to call her name out because apparently everybody's so secretive about everything that anytime he's a little bit honest,
It
Somebody
bites him in
gets-
the ass.
somebody get not me. Apparently, it's just everybody gets scolded. So,
How long do you spend looking around?
he's. I mean, if we're all hanging out, he's has a little box of berries, just munching down, kind of poking in, looking in all the buildings. Just he's not shouting for because he doesn't want to cause a scene or whatever, but he is actively looking for. I don't know, a few minutes per building, I guess.
Sure. So like anywhere like around half an hour?
Total, yeah, that'd probably be total. Going through all the buildings.
As you quietly walk around and have a look in the buildings, you don't find anyone there. Apparently, nobody really trusts these old skeletons of buildings as they might come crashing down in the night. So you don't see any remnants of like previous camps of recent times. There's also no one camping inside of there. The only remnants of people that you can still see are a couple of people that have been strung up on the rafters of one of the buildings that are slowly also waving in the breeze. Within this half hour, as you're looking around, you will see that a small detachment of soldiers is actually coming towards the mill. They're all wearing green cloaks.
Hey. I guess I'll look around for the rest of the group. Try and catch their attention and motion over to the group of people walking up. Do we see Petra among them?
You do not.
Oh my god, okay.
well, how far away are they? Is it like too far to
They're very
see
clearly coming
their
from
faces,
Drakkenheim.
or-
No, they're coming from Drakkenheim. They're coming up towards Eckerman Mill, and so they're basically trotting towards you.
Are they continuing on the road, or are they?
Oh no.
Did we lose him? We lost him. Wait, was
That was
long?
long.
Yes, that
That
took
was
a
a
minute.
very yeah.
That's weird.
Everyone just like completely froze for a second.
Yeah.
Okay,
so it wasn't just me. Huh?
Nah, okay. Oh god, again?
Come on.
I love Discord.
Huh? Are we good? Are we not
Hang on.
good?
Yeah, let me throw it to another server, see if that helps. There we go. See if that works any better.
Okay.
Every once in a while, switching on the switching a server in the voice channel helps. Just one is in like having had some heavy weather.
Yeah.
So your last question was
That was weird. Yeah. Sorry.
Are they? Well, I guess I was trying to say. So, are they moving? Like, are they just staying on the road, or are they turning off to come into the mill?
they're definitely coming towards the mill.
Oh, okay. I guess as they're walking up, Nabarlin's just. I mean, if he doesn't see Petra, he's going to see what they do before willing to stop.
Yeah.
If you take a second looking at them, you'll see that it's 4 of them, and 2 of the 4 are actually holding one of the others in between them, and that person is limping.
Ugh.
Okay, in that case, say, are y'all doing all right? Looks like you got into a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, some trouble on the outskirts of town. Nothing we can't fix, so it'll be fine. You guys getting ready to get back into town?
We're thinking about it. You're hooded lanterns, right?
That's correct. I'm yes, I'm the leader of the pack right now. My name is Jacob Slovak. I'm one of the gate captains.
Oh,
We met
Bit
him
of our-
before, didn't we?
Oh, I think so.
Did
Or
we?
have we? I think we did. That name looks really familiar.
From a distance. So, we
He
didn't.
he was the one who was like talking to Petra and like kind of admonishing her for like not for going and getting
Going to
caught basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, going to the rats. Going on that supply run. But I don't know if he introduced himself to us. He might have just said he's the gate captain.
Yeah, I don't think he did.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I guess it's just like a friend of ours is hooded lanterns. Petra. Was she in your group?
Petra who?
Lang.
Lang.
Hmm. Can't be too careful these days. You're friends with one of the lieutenants.
Yes.
I'm not sure. Yes, I'm not sure of her rank, but yes.
Hmm. Not to call you a liar, but I find that hard to believe. Lieutenants don't easily make friends with just adventurers.
Until he
Are you
steps forward and pushing past Nabarland a little bit. It's like, we just dropped her off at your gate not 2 days ago.
Huh. Yeah, I remember that. That was you guys?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't know if that considers you, that makes you a friend, but at least it makes you something, I imagine. I guess on behalf of the rest of the Hooded Lanterns, thank you once more for helping us out. The lieutenant shouldn't have been where she was, but we're glad to have her back.
Yes, so now where is she?
I don't know. I'm not her errand boy.
Okay,
But
well,
she-
just just checking up on her. I know you're not her errand boy. I mean any offense, we just want to check up on her. 'Cause she was in a tight
She
spot.
would. She said she was going to meet us here, or send someone to meet us here, or something.
She
Make
was
contact
rotating
again.
out. She's been in Drakkenheim for God knows how long. Gods know how long.
Yes. I imagine that after she'd had a stern talking to by the Lord Commander, she will have been reassigned to another position or something or another. I imagine, yes. But making a promise like that before she even spoke to the Lord Commander, I find very interesting. I imagine she might be confined to quarters outside of the haze, of course.
No promises were made of anything.
Well, then what's your
Can-
quarrel?
Can I do an insight check?
The
Sure.
quarrel is that you won't give up the information for one of the people that we just saved.
Did it work? Did it not work? Oh, sorry. That was 2. Yes,
That was a
14.
A 14.
18.
I think the both of you will notice that he is definitely withholding something. That's very clear. He's being grouchy for some reason.
Of course, he's being
Um,
pressured for information that he's technically not allowed to divulge. And he's
And
a
that is
dick.
exactly what he says to you as he looks at you. He says, "I'm sorry, but unless you are initiated with the Hooded Lanterns, which I clearly can see you're not, I would even wonder if you're the right material. But even if you were, this information you are not privy to, friend or no friend. You're not part of us, therefore you will not know this information.
Okay.
I will not share information about the whereabouts of our people. It can compromise them.
Clearly, they're already compromised, he says and turns away.
If they make friends like yours, like you, then yes."
I'm
God,
sorry.
okay,
what?
okay. Let's just go. Good God, people.
Thanks, Captain. If
Just-
you ever need anything, let us know.
You're always welcome at the gate. You know that.
Yeah, fuck these guys. Let's go.
So I guess we can just leave a message here like the others do.
No, we're not leaving
Uh-uh.
any kind of information like that out in the open for these fucks to gather up and get more evidence or whatever.
Yeah. Let's just go. Let's just go. We waited here for her, and something's clearly holding her up. So, moving on.
Okay.
Question is if her brother knows this.
Oh, I mean, I figured we'd let him know that once we got back, because I mean, what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
Go all the way back just to tell him that?
Well,
I mean, we could.
I mean, he doesn't
mean,
even know that we kind of saved her already, so.
Yeah. I mean, we
Hey,
could go back.
Hey, we saved your sister. Now she's kind of in another pickle, so we can't do anything about that though, because we're not privy to the information. You fuck.
Well, I mean that. I would say the pickle that she's in now is more bureaucratic. I mean, if he's Hooded Lantern, he would understand.
Sure, unless they carry out death sentences. Yeah.
That's
You don't know
true.
whether they do or don't.
Looks up to the hanging people.
Yep. Out of the fire and into the frying pan.
I've got a suggestion. Should we just go back to the Black Ivory Inn and look at the tunnel? Because it was supposed to be some kind of path below the river or something like that. So if you check it out, we might get back to Emberwood Village.
It wasn't a path below the river, it was a path into Drakkenheim.
Okay.
Yes, so we don't have to go through a gate. We can just go underneath it.
But we do
Yeah.
have
I mean-
a free pass
Um,
through a gate now as well.
Yeah. I imagine they're on. Well, the gate that we have a pass through is on one side of the city, and then the tunnel, I'm assuming, goes on the other side. So,
Yep.
We're getting options here. We're getting options. So all we need is a good way to help mitigate haze.
We're opening up this this town slowly.
Yes.
But we're also supposed to meet up with Blackjack, Mel, wherever the tunnel apparently leads, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, but there wasn't really a time limit frame on that. That's just where he was going. Do we want to go to this Professor Oscar, or do we want to go back to Emberwood Village? And
I personally feel like we have a lot of information right now that other people need.
yeah,
Right?
And
Except for
potential
the brothers, that's the thing.
Well, Blackjack, we have an outstanding reward there and possibly an audience with the Queen. Fritz doesn't know that. He's now being, put in the loop as well, of course. And
I think for all intents and purposes, by the way, Fritz, this is the first time you even hear of a queen, so I don't know what that does to you. But
There's a lot of weird things going on, and he's here for it.
fair
But
enough.
he's just sitting there on a
We'll
rock
find out soon
smoking
enough.
he's sitting there on a rock smoking his pipe.
Queen,
Quite.
yeah, true.
But yeah, like we need to talk to Mel. We need to find out about the audience with the Queen, and we need to tell Lang about his sister being saved and now in trouble as well.
Yeah,
Just-
and
above board, I believe Blackjack wanted to know if there's a way to the sewers, and we haven't confirmed that there's anything there. We just know that there's a tunnel leading somewhere. We don't know if it's
Didn't
collapsed or
he say
anything.
that if it's there, they know that the tunnel is there leading into the city, but they don't know what has occupied the tunnel.
I think that was it, and that he's gonna wait at the end of the tunnel, basically, or whatever the meeting place in the city, if I remember correctly. The last time we were in town, he wasn't there.
so I'm assuming it's probably on the other end, and he's just there. That's where their hangout is. And once they pop out, they go, "Oh, it's all clear." So now they know they can use it. That's what I'm guessing. It's what the deal is.
So what you're saying is that we should go into the tunnel and out the other end, see where it leads.
For the Blackjack Mel part, but we're at kind of a crossroads because that's going to be a whole expedition around around the other side of the city versus going to the ferryman, getting back across. So,
And the Oscar thing is closer to us. It's on the side of the
It's on the side
village
that we're on. Yeah.
It's on the side of the city that we're already on, right? Thank you, city map.
This sounded like we should go to the map.
Yes.
It was here.
So
right?
that one's on number 7. I think that's where it is. So we're real close to there, but the question is if we're ready to go in there and
see that's the only thing that
um,
worries me as well. It's like, are we ready for that encounter?
well, Barlin's learned to not be so forthright with people. So maybe if we go in there, playing things close to the chest.
it's a lot of.
It's not really Barlin I'm worried about.
Above the board, Atoli's gonna get us killed.
Well, Atoli and this Oscar guy both don't like the Academy. They got that kindred spirit.
Yeah, you could be friends. We could be finding a friend for you, Atoli.
Who knows?
The enemy of my enemy.
I think if we go, we lean into that hatred of the Academy. I mean, I think we lean into the fact that Atoli's no friend to the Academy.
I mean, he's not a friend of the people.
But we're also
Never mind.
We're not a friend of the Academy, but we're going in there to get the stuff for the Academy. So
but
we don't have something that we didn't want to do.
We could go in and get stuff for ourselves.
Maybe
we can make a deal with him.
That's also
we're getting it for ourselves. So it's the whole reason we're going is for ourselves. It just so happens the Academy told us.
They said we should try to get his research and, if possible, him or his memories. Though I don't know how we would do the memories. Like, can you just take his head there? I'm not sure. But either way, I wouldn't like to do anything to him. So my suggestion would be plan A, we go there, say we heard something about the haste potion. God damn it, no!
I knew that wasn't intentional, but that was really funny.
This name gets worse and worse every session.
I hate this.
Yes.
First on the list. How
Okay, plan B.
Plan 1 is we go there and try to just grab a potion, say, hey, we heard you made some progress, can we have some? We would buy them. We've got someone who hates the academy, and we just want to see what we can recover. If we have the potions, we have something to bring back to them. So we can mention that, hey, the academy mentioned to us that they want you back and want to reinstate you and stuff like that. And if he flips out and tries to kill us, we can at least run away, maybe grab his research, and at least have a couple of potions for the academy to reverse engineer.
I think we keep the academy. That might be some of the trade, because if he doesn't like the academy, option one, go in there and strike totem. We've heard, there's all kind of rumor mills. We know lots of people that we've heard that he's working on something that could help with the haze. Then we could start. We can get a good word in with the academy if he wants to get back in there. If not, that's okay. There's only one way to find out, though. I think we just have to walk over there and go ring the doorbell.
And our plan is to lie until
No, it's not lying. It's just omitting.
admitting
it's
the
omitting.
truth, just not.
Engaging
it's
in
Like what we're just
disinformation. Huh?
Yeah,
how would we what would our story be then? We just have heard
We want some
rumors
potions.
and
well, yeah,
we're
we've heard rumors. Like we've been doing work for all manner
multiple groups.
of multiple groups here, and
Potion seller, give me the strongest potion. Oh, sorry.
or hell, we don't even say that. We just say we're just we're adventurers, and we've heard rumors around the rumor mill. I mean, people talk around campfires.
Literally a rumor mill.
a literal rumor mill. We just left a literal mill.
Yeah, we got info. We can't disclose where, but we are really interested in the potion. Or helping
Okay.
with it, or anything.
It would be really helpful if we had a way to combat the haze, because then we could not have to keep coming out of the city every 2 seconds. But
Yeah.
Either way, we're burning daylight, and
Yeah.
let's
just
just jump
go.
into it then.
Yeah. We'll
All right.
we'll start
So you're
traveling
gonna-
that way.
You're going to travel towards the manor.
Yes.
Yep.
Right. So luckily, the Reed Manor lies on the outskirts of the city, so the travel there is relatively safe from Eckerman Mill. You don't really have to go through the city because it's on the outskirts. This particular area of the city is interesting because on one side, this is very much part of the sprawl, the outer reaches of the sprawl, so the outside of the city, where usually not the wealthiest people would live. But then again, this particular area, a little closer towards the castle, all of a sudden has these large stretches of land with beautiful gardens and manor houses. This is the area of the sprawl where like merchants and well-off families would buy and build their lands and houses, who would have enough money to buy a manor like this, but just not enough money to live on the inside of the city. So you would be definitely one up from the normal peasants, but you were not the lively, wealthy merchants that could live in the inner city just yet. The buildings over here are gorgeous, destroyed and hampered by 15 years of neglect. But the buildings themselves are very gorgeous, and it doesn't take you very long before you reach the particular one that you are indeed looking for. So let's pull that one up for you. Here we are.
We are still well outside the haze.
No, the haze reaches outside of the city for about 2 miles. So Eckerman Mill is on the verge of the haze. It's just outside of it. The second you start traveling from Eckerman Mill towards the city, you're in the haze.
So
Oh.
he has been living in the haze.
Apparently,
So even if
He's
And
not
he picked up
slept.
potions.
so he might be taken over by something. We need to
No,
we need
because
to watch
apparently
out
you
for
don't
that.
mutate out here.
don't.
don't
Also,
you?
he made specifically potions that can keep him safe from the haze.
Yeah, but
So-
he's also
Yeah,
probably
but-
experimented on himself, so
Yeah, so I'm just saying like we don't have confirmation that the potions definitely work.
You say experimental on himself, but based on what we've learned about the academy, he could have been experimenting on just people who come to get potions from him.
Yeah, yeah,
What
we
made
could
you
totally be
suddenly say
walking
that?
into a trap.
I know.
So as you
Okay.
walk up the street that leads towards a row of manor houses, one of which seems to be the one that you're looking for, you see Reed Manor. And Reed Manor is a rundown two-story house that is surrounded by a rusting wrought iron fence, an overgrown yard in front of it, filled with shrubberies and brambles, seemingly the only thing that still grows in Drakkenheim. The building itself has very long and thin windows that are boarded over from the outside, but you do notice that there is some light that is flickering from within on the first floor. You see several chimneys that are coming up from the roof, and one of them has a slight trail of smoke billowing out of it. On the back side of the building, you see that there is a partially collapsed small outbuilding, which looks like that must have been a place where, like, the coach would be stored or horses, like a stable. It's been mostly destroyed, and only parts of the wall are still standing. At the front of the house, you notice that there are two large doors that will be leading into the manor. There's a short cobblestone path that is leading up to the steps that will reach this entrance. And this cobblestone road is circling around a large fountain. The fountain itself has a statue in it. It is very decorative, though after 15 years of neglect, this too has been crumbling away into the basin. You do notice that the basin itself is filled with brackish rainwater and algae. And inside of it, there is a singular obese toad that is croaking loudly.
Is that the toad? That the toad has a token?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Should we just go and knock on his door?
Um, I would advise checking for some kind of maybe a trap or something. I don't know if this guy is
Nice.
running. Yeah, I don't know. Like looking at the fence around here, is it like there's no gate, it looks like. Like so people could just walk up, but is it like
It looks like there
is
might
there
have been a
anything
gate once, but it's been
suspicious about
completely
it?
it's been removed. Not even blown out that it's on the ground. It's just gone.
Hmm.
One clarification. This purple thing below us on the map, is that more decoration or is there really something?
It's decoration.
Okay.
The Barlin's gonna use detect magic, just to see if there's. I'm about to go talk to a wizard, so I just figure it's a good idea.
You'll see that
Is
the
the-
entire area lights up because you are in the haze. So everything around you has this slight sort of like dusting of magic everywhere.
Mhm.
Beyond that, nothing really lights up at the moment, except for what's your range on it? It's like 30 feet, right?
Yes. So
You'll notice that the frog itself is
Four.
giving off a bit of magic light.
what color? And by color, I mean, is it what type?
It is that transformation? What school does that fall under again? Hang on. Um, it's not transmutate. I think it is because that is on objects.
I th- Polymorph and stuff is still transmutation, I think. Or enchantment?
Yeah,
No.
no, it's illusion. It made that it's illusion.
Oh,
Oh, I guess. Hello, Mister. Is it just a toad that's illusion, or is the fountain the whole fountain, or is it just the toad?
Just a toad.
Okay, so it is just the toad. Hello, Mr. Toad. Or how are you doing, Mr. Toad? Does he react?
I so want to say riveting, but
Wow.
it'll like hop like around, like using one of his bulging eyes to look at you, and just croaks.
It's kind of bizarre. Usually stuff doesn't live around here. So, but it's also an illusion, so it's not an actual frog. I do, of course, share that with the rest of the group that this is not a real frog. This is an illusion.
Could be. Don't wizards sometimes have little animal friends?
Familiars?
Yeah.
But that would be a conjuration. It wouldn't be illusion. I don't think.
Oh.
Poke it.
Why does that thing have human teeth? Ah,
Yeah. Why does it have human teeth? Yeah, it's just showing the mouth, which is
I
even
know.
creepy. That is terrible. All right, I guess we'll approach just kind of
I'm so sorry,
an eye
Mr.
out.
Frog. You're not a real frog, are you?
Balin, try to touch it.
Oh, yeah, okay. He tries to pet the frog.
Okay. As you try to reach for it, it hops under the water. Boom.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, I'm not sticking my hand in there.
Was the water properly like displaced? Are the waves going through it?
Yeah. It looks like a frog just jumped
Oh,
into the
so
water. Like this is
it
a
did
big
make
toad, so like it'll displace some
it
water.
did make ripples. Okay.
Okay, looking at the building, you said the windows were boarded up. The
Yeah.
second floor as well, or
Yeah, both of the floors are boarded up, but the one that's emitting light is the one like the first one at the top. That's the ground floor.
if you give me a minute, I would like to take a look around, and Fritz will gesture to Fizzle to do a round, and he will be looking through Fizzle's eyes.
All right.
So Fizzle
So
will.
while boarded up, of course, Fizzle will be small enough to like peek through, especially when there's light coming out. At the top floor, if she looks through the windows over there. Oh, as a matter of fact, hang on. Not all of them are boarded up. I remember. Because I knew you were going to ask this at some point. No, there is a couple that are actually just like open. They're broken though, but like there's no planks or whatever in front of them. If you will look through them, you will probably see what you would expect at a top floor: bedrooms, and a bathroom. You will see, and all of it is in a dire state.
And looking mostly abandoned.
Yeah, you don't spot anyone walking over there.
And how's the roof of the building? Is it a flat roof or is it a?
Diagonal shingle roof.
Okay. Fizzle would also like do a whole round around the building if there's anything noteworthy. Like, for example, maybe this hedge. Is there anything else she notices?
I think if she flies around, you might notice indeed the hatch. Other than that, you'll see that there are two back entrances to the building.
Okay. And what's about this small building over here?
The one at the back, that is right.
Yes.
The one at the back indeed is completely crumbled, and if you fly over, you can basically look in. It is just a ruin of what used to be some sort of a stable or something.
Okay. So, guys, the top floor seems mostly abandoned. There's a small building in the back that's mostly collapsed. And there's a hedge on the ground on the on the west side of the building. So that's also something we might investigate later.
Does Nimberlin see any magic? Well, he's doing that in Nimberlin's scenario. Is there any magical items that he can there are hot spots in the house from where he's at. So
You're standing outside, so you can't see.
I can see through the.
Oh, it
most
has to
areas.
be something that you see for.
No, there are limitations like a foot of stone and whatnot, but you're outside the walls,
Right.
so you will
Or
not see.
3 feet
Okay.
of wood or yeah.
It's 3 feet of wood, so like I could be able to see the front rooms.
If it were wood, it's a manor. It's made of stone.
Ah, no!
And burn it down.
Damn it! It's fire resistant.
Okay.
Are these statues or are they just piles of stone?
They're columns that are supporting a like a balustrade at the top. Like it's not a walkway. in
Oh,
there,
okay.
It's just a decorative.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Okay, well, we're here for a reason. Marlon's going to knock on the door.
I'm
All right.
gonna stand over here.
As you knock on the door,
Yeah, there it is.
inside you will hear something break, and
Oh.
muffled by the wall, you will hear a couple of voices that are hard to make out, but you can hear something along the lines of "Second the door." Okay, hang on. And you'll hear footsteps approaching the door. It takes a second, but sure enough, the door opens. And you can see the foyer of this house. And in this foyer stands a young man. Hello?
Not what I
Hi.
expected.
This was not what I expected. Hi. Yeah, this is not what I expected.
This is not exactly what I expected either. We don't get a lot of visitors. You are?
I
Really?
am. Yeah.
My buddy and I. He points to the owl on the shoulder.
Oh.
Oh. And I look at the owl, and it's. I'm assuming that's also a friend that it would be magic. Is it magic? Is it a familiar? Is it just
Oh,
an
you're still
actual
using
owl?
detect magic, right?
Yeah.
You will see it's a familiar. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, well, I'm Nabarlin, and you are?
I'm Taryn.
Okay.
What's your business here?
We heard around the rumor mill. We're actually looking
Yes,
for
sir.
heard around the rumor mill that Professor Oscar might live here.
What of it?
We are looking to buy some potions, and we hear that he is a master craftsman at dealing protective potions.
You're here for business. Okay. Sure. We handle all the business side of things. Sure. All friends of yours?
Yes. Pardon me. This is my crew here. We're all here. It's dangerous to travel alone, as you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Come on in. We'll talk shop. Animals stay outside. I mean, unless they're familiars, but look, we don't want to clean up after them.
So I look at Blondie. I'm just like,
House rules.
yep.
House rules.
All right. Follow me, he says, and he opens up a door and walks through.
Got a bad feeling about this.
As you look into the room that he has just walked through, you see a rather peculiar sight. Because it seems like he is not alone here. Surprise, surprise. Inside this room, give me just a second to
Close
give
that
it.
door behind us. Oh God.
Oh, that's bad.
Oh,
In this room,
Oh my.
there are a bunch of young people that are studiously working on different things. You see one of them that is currently stirring a big pot that is in the fireplace. Another one is currently writing something on what seems to be a book. And another one is currently tinkering with what seems to be some herbs, or rather. And then the most obvious one, there is a rather large hulking creature that is dressed in a large leather jacket with like fraying gray blackish hair that looks at you the second you walk in, and it's missing its jaw. Um, it is currently stacking boxes in the corner of the room, and it simply says, "Urgh." And the
Would
young
you
man
do-
that greeted you at the door walks past him and says, there, relax.
Is the ogre zombie speaking? Is he grunting or is he actually talking?
You can't make heads or tails of it because he's missing his jaw and his tongue. So
Oh, okay.
Apparently,
Yeah,
he
yeah,
talked
there,
so
there,
much
Bray.
that they decided to remove his tongue and jaw.
Don't mind Brain Rot. He's just here for like the extra carry weight and whatnot. Come over here. So what exactly do you need?
We trying to figure out how to get further into Drakkenheim, and we heard around the rumor mill that the professor here was working on a potion that might help as protection against the haze, maybe.
Yeah. Maybe. Like how much you need? How much do you want to spend?
Uh, we have usually they all have what's your standard price? Usually it's I mean we can pay in a variety of ways. You gold obviously, but also we can trade, barter. We can also I guess gold if that's what you're really looking for. I don't know what's your poison. I mean, so to speak, not literal poison.
Look, what he's trying to say is that we're an adventuring group, and we've ventured several times into Drakkenheim now. We can do you a favor, you do us favors. We trade in many different ways, as well as gold, which is just plain, but obviously we can procure things.
Yeah. Like a healing potion and whatnot we can make. Those are like 40 gold. We got some other potions and something to combat the haze, maybe. Like that's really hard to come by though. So those are like 250 gold each.
But you have them.
Why do you need them?
Get
As I said,
further
we
into the
venture into Drakkenheim, we procure things. Most
Ah.
recently, we managed to get our hands on a sacred relic. So,
Okay.
we are a reputable group, and we want to go deeper.
Sure. Yeah, we got some of that. It's
Inside check.
sure.
Is he bullshitting us? Because
Yeah, I'm in on that.
this is going better than expected.
Because
Yeah.
I'm bullshitting him, so I want to know
About
if
us
he's
being
bullshitting.
reputable.
Oh crap!
Oh.
Oh.
18.
A totally Nespip. Sounds fair. You know what? This definitely looks like a badly like kept, but like part of a potion workshop. Like there's a cauldron brewing and whatnot. Sure, maybe. The Barlam, it's a little easy, right?
Very easy. This is going exactly how I said it would go. Jokingly said it would go.
And this potion that you were talking about, how exactly does that work?
We like you'd have to ask Oscar. Like we're just apprentices. So we carry out a lot of the tasks, but like the really difficult stuff, that's what he does.
Well,
I mean, I was not asking about how to produce it. That's trade secret, of course. But how is it from a more utilitarian standpoint? How do I use it? How long does it do its effects last?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure how it works. But it comes in syringes, and I believe you need to insert it into your heart, and then you can get through the haze. It's supposedly that simple. We've never had any complaints on it.
Have you ever had
Do
any
you take the
return
potion?
customers?
Do you
Sorry?
take the potion?
No, we don't have to. We don't venture out into the haze.
But the haze is still here.
But you're in a area where it's still present, even in small quantities. If you stay there for long enough, it's bad.
Yeah,
It
that's
can
true.
be bad.
That's true. I guess we just grown accustomed to it.
Where is Oscar?
It's like taking a little bit of poison to get a tolerance to it.
Yeah, I don't know, but like I guess we don't take anything against it. Do you?
Have you
Against the
had
haze?
any
No, but
return
we're-
customers for this potion?
We don't get a lot of customers, period. So I don't think we get a lot of return customers either. No.
If you don't get a lot of customers, why are you brewing stuff?
Well, we have some stuff that we're sending off to certain clients. Oscar knows exactly who we're sending it to, but those crates over there in the corner, those are being going to be sent out soon.
So where is Oscar if we...
Yeah, those.
Right. So where is Oscar?
He's probably working right now. You shouldn't bother him.
Yeah, but you just told us to stab ourselves in the heart with this potion. I'd like to know the finer mechanics of it.
Yeah, I guess. Look, if you have enough money to buy this,
We do.
like,
And he lifts out his coin purse and, jiggles it.
okay.
We are serious.
That-
We are serious customers. We came here for a reason. This is what we're after, but we don't want to just go inject anything willy nilly into our hearts. You can imagine why.
There's creepier things you can do in Drakkenheim, I guess. That looks
Fair
like a lot of money. So that'll get you like one potion, probably. So that's partially serious, yeah.
I mean, partially serious.
It's one potion.
You don't
That's
think
one purse.
that I'm holding all the gold for our entire group.
Oh, so you got more than that.
Yeah, we're looking to purchase.
You're
at
not
least-
really a salesperson, are you?
I'm just being very careful. You do know what city we're in, right?
Yes.
What are the other two
you said-
doing? How are they
Sorry?
reacting? What are the other two doing? How are they reacting to all of this? Because they haven't really said anything.
They're continuing their work, but they're keeping an eye on you guys.
I mean, you just made the point yourself. You know what city we're in. We wouldn't come here if it wasn't because we wanted something.
We might say, of course, our group here, we'd be looking for potions for our group, but we do work with larger organizations that might be interested in similar protection. So you could actually have
what
a-
organizations?
Oh,
well, we
why'd you
just
have to?
left.
Why'd you?
We just left the hooded. We just left the hooded lanterns, and
You left
They-
the Hooded Lanterns. You were part of them?
no, like we just
We
left
have
their-
some acquaintances there. We could
Yeah.
get like some connections.
We already have that connection.
We also have connections to the Queen.
Oh. What kind of connection?
Business relationships.
See, now you're approaching on our turf where you won't give us the information. I shouldn't divulge this information either without something in return.
Look,
Also, I like how Fritz was just like, yeah, business relationship. He has no idea who this person is.
He's a natural
that's pretty
bullshitter.
smart, though.
He's a
Yeah.
natural bullshitter. I love it.
Look, we're here just to sell the potions. If you want to buy them, that's great. If you want to set up something more serious, you're going to have to talk to Oscar. I'm not really sure if he wants to be bothered right now, but I can try for you. You don't want to get him angry, but if you guys really are like tough guys that you say you are with like the connections and everything to the Queen, I guess he might be interested.
Okay, tell him this then. Tell him he has willing subjects to his potion if he's willing to talk with us. We're willing to use
You
the
said-
potion and travel into Drakkenheim. If it succeeds and if the mechanics are right, we will come back for more.
He doesn't need to test that. We already know it's working. Otherwise, we wouldn't sell it, right?
You also said nobody ever came back or complained about it.
Yeah, welcome
And
to
you're
Drakkenheim.
not
People
taking it.
die.
And you're not taking it either.
What proof do you have? He takes it?
You're welcome not to buy it. That's fine. And just go out.
Now
Why
you're
don't
just
we,
deflecting.
Why don't everybody sit down? Like, why don't you go see if Oscar's willing to discuss some arrangements that could be mutually beneficial?
Yeah. Yeah, maybe we should. All right. And he whispers something to his owl, and his owl just like, ooh. He says, Oscar. Ooh, Oscar. And he just flies off.
What a hoot.
How did
And
Owl
now we
get
wait.
through the door?
The door
Magic.
was open on the other side for him.
Also very carefully.
Yeah. After a little while, the owl returns. Mm. Oscar says he will be right out.
Oh.
In the meantime, just wait around, I guess. Do you want to buy something, or do you just want to wait for Oscar?
I'm not buying anything before I know how it works.
What
All right,
else do you
sort
have?
yourself. We got healing potions. We're running a special on those, by the way, because we've been making a bunch of them, and like we didn't have enough clients lately. Other than the ones that we're sending out in bulk. We had, what were you working on, Bolter? And the guy with a hood like over his head and a bushy beard looks up and he says, "Yeah, I've recently come across a couple of giant hill giant toes, and I've been working on something special with that. Seems to like increase your strength and like virility a little bit. I don't know, like 20 gold or something. Yeah, we sell that for 20 gold.
What's up with the fake frog outside?
What fake frog?
Sorry, toad.
Semantics. What toad?
Oh well, there was a toad outside. Big boy.
Yeah.
He didn't seem like a real toad to me.
Okay. Oh,
Like
beats me.
that.
Oh.
You hear
Uh,
some. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I would say Nebralin's sitting there. He's what are these papers? He's just like meandering, looking at stuff.
Are they gonna let you look at stuff?
He's not like he's glancing down. Like, he's just going. Just eating his berries, walking around, just kind of waiting.
They're actually
So-
pretty neatly written papers. They're just scattered about on this desk. Give me an Arcana check to see if you can make any heads or tails of it.
Mm.
I'm starting to think you have an addiction to those berries, dude.
19.
Ooh.
Wow. Okay. So while the intricate workings of whatever is written here might just be beyond you, it looks like someone is writing down like spell and potion components, and the way it's written down is a combination between very meticulously, but also with a lot of errors. There's a lot of things crossed out and question marks and points to maybe try this. It feels like this is someone doing field research on potions and magic for the first time. This is just kind of stuff you would expect like a first year wizard or sorcerer to do. Like this is homework, basically.
Basically, it looks like this is one of those guys' homework. Is what it looks like.
Yeah.
Okay.
You hear some footsteps, and through the door that is still opened, another man joins you in the room. This man is distinctly older than all the others. He looks, I think the best way to put it, he looks worn down. He has a bushy beard and unkept black hair that is just frizzy and like hanging on all sides. He looks old and tired, and his eyes radiate a subtle green-purple glow. He steps into the room and gives all of you basically an angry look.
Hmm.
Yeah. What was so important that, you guys couldn't handle?
Would this be somebody that I would recognize?
He is from the Amethyst Academy, but I think he was on the research team and not on on the teaching team, so you wouldn't know him.
Well, your
Looks-
interns seem not great at sales pitches.
Yeah, tell me something new.
Hmm. We've been interested in the potion that you seem to make that combat the haze.
Yeah?
We're an adventurers group that procures things from Drakkenheim, and we're very interested in going in deeper without getting harmed.
Great. So what's the issue? You just buy it. It's 200 and something gold, right? And there you go.
Sure. Now, the apprentice over here described that apparently it's taken with a syringe and to the heart.
Yes.
Yeah.
Does not spark confidence.
Why not?
Most potions are taken by injecting them into the heart.
Correct. But this one is. Drakkenheim is a very serious situation.
I agree. That's why we're here.
Can I ask if there are any dangerous things in that potion, like delirium? Or what are we injecting? Just roughly if there's anything dangerous in there.
You think I'm going to tell you what's in my potion? It's my research.
I've got allergies.
Got what?
He's got
Allergies.
allergies.
Oh my god.
That killed me.
Got allergies.
That was not on the list of expected answers. What the hell? Roll me a persuasion check for that one. That was
That's
hilarious.
Persuasion.
Are there any peanuts in this?
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Heck yeah!
Huh? Delirium? No, of course not. I mean, kinda. Well, not really. It's difficult. You probably wouldn't understand it anyways. It's not real delirium.
That totally looks up from his hood, and draws it back a little bit. Try me. I was in the academy too.
Another outcast.
He nods slowly.
Bastards at the academy don't know what's good when they look at it. I was so close on finding a couple of really good solutions with delirium, and then it kicked me out. It's terrible. I can still pursue my research over here. It's difficult, less access to materials, but it works, and I've perfected.
He steps
this
closer
potion.
to him, like
perfected
looking
this.
intensely, like he's actually his words carry meaning to him.
Okay. I finally found the key to battling the haze, and I know I'm the first one. No one else has found this yet. Sure, it's weird. You have to inject it into your heart. Yeah, I mean, shit luck, right? But at least it works. Because you guys think that this is bad, right? Like delirium, the haze over here, that you can't, full well rest, that you just get tired and then succumb to everything. You think that's bad? Try the inner city. Mist over there is so thick. Like, you can't look through that. And you take a couple of steps in there, you get poisoned straight away. It'll kill you. You don't need monsters. You just walk through that for a mile and you're done for. But with this will save you.
Is he holding it?
No, he just he
Oh, okay.
makes a hand motion.
Look at the whole speech. Atoli will smile. It's so typical of the academy, isn't it? Somebody at the top of their game, and then they want to do the right thing, but they just don't want to do the right steps.
I had to do a couple of things that were necessary, and they weren't in line with what the academy thought was ethical. There's nothing ethical about Drakkenheim.
There's nothing ethical about magic.
Exactly. So you're no ordinary mercenaries. I might look strange, but I'm not up here. You guys are working for someone. Who sent you here?
We're on an errand from the Queen.
Queen, huh? Rambunctious bunch of weird bandits think that they can come together and act like they own the place. Well, could be worse. Could be the frickin' academy for all I care for. Or that blasted Silver Order that thinks they're so high and mighty outside of the city. You know that they want to purge the city.
Yep.
They actually want to remove the delirium. I say, fuck them. This stuff is the stuff of legend. This will unlock a new era for mankind.
You'll see,
we
that's
find a
why
way
we've
to harness
aligned
it
with the
truly.
Queen instead. They have more connections and better ways in and out of the city.
I've been
now-
selling my potions to the Hooded Lanterns for a little while, and I've been considering selling it to the Queen, but I haven't really had the right in.
Well, we have
You're here
several
to make a deal.
connections, and soon an audience with the Queen herself.
Really?
However,
Oh,
to do that, we really like to have some references, reviews, if you will. Someone who had taken this potion and survived. Because right now we only kind of have some rumors and, pardon me, your word for it.
yeah? That's not good enough for you? I'm a well-respected wizard.
I'm terribly sorry, and I'm not too versed in the circles of wizards in these lands, but I've never heard of you, and maybe the Queen hasn't. But if we could have some independent people who have tried your potion, who would
Like you.
attest, that would be a way to put it, yes.
What my companion is trying to say is, we need more. The Queen has more men than anybody else around here. It's just a matter of gathering them up in the right place at the right time. Regardless, the instructions are disheartening for the weaker-minded fools, of course, and we don't know the lasting effects. How long the potion lasts, how long it combats. If the Queen was to make a move on, say, a larger well-known deposit of delirium, for instance, it's highly likely that a certain amount of it could fall your way for future experimentations, of course, or anything of the sort.
This is one of the reasons why you need to inject it into the heart. It works immediately and for a long time. If you try this potion, you inject it, you will immediately be safe of the harmful effects of the haze for an entire day.
Again, although I can see in your eyes as a fellow outcast of the Academy that you don't lie, but my visage doesn't exactly spark loyalty in anybody that I speak to either.
So you want to use these potions, see for yourself if it works. That's the best advertisement.
I'm trying to I want to do an insight. Does he believe what he's saying, or is this just like a BS sales pitch?
Oh, he is into this.
Okay.
Well,
Have you
yes, I'd like
taken
to.
it before?
Me? No, I don't go into the center part of the city.
Know any people who have regularly taken it and are still alive? The silence
not
is
sure.
a little disconcerting.
See, the problem is, it is a very expensive potion, and I don't have a lot of it. There is a key ingredient that is very hard to come by, so...
Well, that totally opens up his arms like, well, that's our specialty.
Yeah, I figured.
As I was telling your students here, we do procurements. Maybe we could help procure this ingredient. You say it's not delirium. What could it be then?
Well, I'm not going to give that up freely, just on a whim. I need a little more than that. If you are truly working for the Queen, I want a deal. I want a deal that I can start supplying them. And I don't want to be hassled for it. They've tried once or twice, and like I've outsmarted them, and I will. I don't want to be hassled by them, and I want a steady supply. I'll just send whatever they want for a good price, of course. If you can
Money is
arrange
not an
that.
issue.
Money is just money.
So what is your price?
If you're willing to set that up for me and help me out with procuring what I need, and I think we can do business.
That's why we're still standing here.
Good. So I got your word. That is what it is. You'll help me out, and then you'll set me up with the queen.
But Tully will extend his gloved hand across the table he's standing on the other side of. You have my word.
Oscar will extend his hand as well, and his hand looks partially rotten off. Like it looks terrible. It's serviceable. It's just like there's patches of meat of flesh missing. Good. Good.
Did we get
All
through that
right.
without having to make one deception check?
Yeah.
Lied?
Yeah. Okay. Why
I mean,
not?
Look, I'm a confident bullshitter. Okay.
Also, he didn't. Also, we didn't technically lie. We are going meeting with the queen. We are working for the queen of. We are working for the queen. We haven't actually told a technical lie yet. Oh, I guess he said it didn't matter, but
We'll see, right?
Okay.
All right.
Wonderful. You want to supply the queen? We will procure items for you, and you will divulge the secret ingredient of your potion. Obviously, else we can't procure the item. Obviously, this is something that just stays between the members of this group and this household.
Tell me, who of you have seen the inner city in the last 30 years?
I mean, I grew up here.
Nerellan points to Elodie. Aren't you around here too?
I was born here, but I mean, I was like 3 or 4 when the meteor hit, so I don't really remember it.
I must imagine that your mommy and daddy would have taken a stroll with you through Queen's Park at some point. Maybe
Hmm.
you remember, maybe you don't. But the Queen's Park Garden is a beautiful garden that lies in the inner city. Unfortunately, that is also the place where I can find one of my key ingredients. In the park itself, on the waters, grow lilies. These lilies have been warped by the delirium. But instead of becoming grotesque and delirium spitting monsters, they've done the polar opposite. They've been drawing delirium in, almost as if they're trying to clear the air. And this intrigued me. And it is this that I started experimenting with. These lilies are the key components to my potion. And
They
there's, of course, a lot
absorb
more,
it?
but yes. They are
Tully
the
will
key
look
ingredient to my potions. Of course, I need more than that, and that's all loaded up here. So don't try to double cross me. Just the lilies won't get you anywhere. But combined with what I know and my research over the last 15 years, you can make a potion that'll safeguard you from the haze.
Well, we're not in the habit of double crossing our clients, so hopefully you don't do the same.
I have
So
no
how
intention
have you
to do
been
that.
getting this stuff if you're not someone who travels into the inner city?
I don't have to travel myself. I can send others. Apparently, I can now send 5 people there.
Hmm.
But I have to admit, it comes in short supply, and because of that, you can imagine I don't have limitless access to these potions, and as such, they come at a hefty price.
Tully will nod at that and redone his hood again and say, "Yeah, the Academy has lost another brilliant mind, clearly."
Hmm.
And then he'll start walking out.
Before
I
we
no longer
leave,
need the academy.
if we are to make such an arrangement with the queen, it'd be really helpful for negotiating if she had at least a small badge to try it on some disposable people.
I imagine. Bring me one or more eldritch lilies, and I'll give you a potion.
But these are in the inner city
Yes.
that we might not survive.
You'll have to find your way. It's
Okay.
not that the entire inner city is cloaked in this thick mist. You'll see it before you hit it. You just have to be smart and outmaneuver it. I'm sure the 5 of you can. You look pretty battle hardened.
We'll have to figure it out then, I guess. uh,
In
Oh.
that case, pleasure doing business with you.
Good, good. If that's everything, I look forward to your return.
I actually have a personal question. I'm
Yes.
I've recently started researching delirium myself as well. I have sadly no affiliation with with other resources as of right now. So I was wondering if you could exchange some research notes, and I'm gonna hit on Tali so you can see the crystal again.
And what research notes would you have that might be of interest to me that I don't already know?
How to power mechanical constructs with
I have no
delirium.
use for that.
It might lead to other strands. Sometimes different kinds of research converge at some point.
I admire your passion, but I feel that we are on 2 different paths.
That's unfortunate.
Your apprentices may need sleep sooner or later. A
Why?
mechanical construct would not.
If they are tired, they can go upstairs and sleep. I don't see the issue.
You are protected here, right?
Are you threatening me?
Not at all. I admire you. I would never threaten a brilliant mind. Or a fellow outcast. Merely what I'm saying is you've already been hassled by, you said, some of the Queen's men before?
Oh, yes, it happened once or twice. They know the better of it now.
Yes, but if you start getting into league with the Queen's men, you are going to be at ends with, well, the lanterns to start, and then there's the righteous fanatics. He waves in the air.
Make no mistake, if I can get in league with the Queen, I will not be working from this manor. I'll be moving in with her.
Sure. Okay.
But that will be all then, gentlemen. Lady. And as he smiles, he just shows like a row of very yellow teeth and then turns around and walks back through that door. As he does, one of his apprentices immediately joins the conversation. And she says, okay, so are you guys still interested in buying any potions or?
Did you not hear what was just going on?
Yeah, but that's the normal research. You guys still want to buy like any health potions or whatever? If you guys are going into the inner city, you might as well need them.
Can can we look at her and see if she's enthralled or anything?
Sure, give me an Arcana check.
Okay, no mind.
Oh,
No, she's just doing her job.
No. Wave a hand dismissively. We got places to be and meetings to set up.
you
They're
don't
only
want
30
to.
gold. Like in Emerald Village, they're 50.
I thought you said
Yeah.
40.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and
And clearly we don't need those potions right now. We're in
25?
stock for...
Why do you need gold so much? It's worth like nothing here, right?
Well, between you and me, Oscar might not need any gold, but we do. We do need to buy supplies here and there. And I'm sorry, I need to eat every once in a while.
Hmm.
you gotta get you some berries, man.
Eat your
hate
bat.
berries.
Can
I once heard of a
buy
bar. I once heard of a bar that did that, and he got a lot of really bad publicity because of it.
I heard he got really good publicity. I heard people are still talking about it to this day.
Really?
Can I actually buy one
Okay.
potion?
Yeah, sure. A health potion?
Health potion, yeah.
Sure.
Oh, 25.
Well, 25 gold. Sure. And she will
Okay.
hand you a health potion.
Does it look like a health potion? I have
Yeah.
got another one. They're similar.
I mean, are you like inspecting it, or are you just like cursory glance inspecting it? Because it looks like a health potion.
I'm just glancing at it right now.
It's just a health potion.
Okay, I'm gonna note that down as a health potion then.
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
Might want
You're
to
welcome.
sniff that. Might want to sniff that.
Yeah, why don't you like put a mark on it so you can tell them apart? Just- yeah.
They're probably different bottles, so
Okay. Yeah. As Nabarla leaves, he tells the big ogre guy, Goxlaklachak. I was wondering.
And
I mean,
he-
it's
He
looking good.
raises one hand and just like slaps like on his shoulder like that.
Movie. The ogre whisperer.
All right.
All right. So I mean, like I said, just a quick jaunt in. Have a few. You talk a little bit. Didn't get a potion, but just easy peasy.
we can go via the Black Ivory Inn, even if it's it's a longer way. But we can check that out, get in the inner city like that, and then
I think that's it. Oh, so where on the let me pull up the map. Where on the map would that be?
The Black Ivory Inn, you would have to go around Castle
No,
Drakkenheim.
No, the
Queen's Garden thing or whatever.
the Queen's Garden. Yeah.
Oh, so I can show you. Let's pull up the map. It's actually labeled as Queen's Park Garden.
Oh,
Yeah. So
Okay.
it's not too far from where you are, like on the map. It's just you have to get through the gates in some shape or form.
Is the which one was the
5.
which one was this? 5 was the spider, or 5 was
No,
the
one was the spider. 5 is the one that's
Yeah.
safe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
5 is the one that is guarded by the hooded lanterns. Another thing, and you can very clearly see it from where you are here. There is one building that is very close to Queen's Park Garden, which is this one over here. That is the Inscrutable Tower, also known as the Amethyst Academy's Tower.
Wait, number 10?
That one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hmm.
So that is a tower that has been like blown through by the meteor and is still like floating above it. The shadow of that
Oh.
basically casts a shadow over Queen's Park Garden for a part.
Oh, I see.
Ooh.
Okay, it does have a little shadow. Okay,
Yeah.
that's what that is.
There's no hole in the shadow.
There should be. I've noticed when I was making this map, I was like, oh,
Boo.
Okay.
So I think I think going to Black Ivory Inn's probably not the
yeah.
most direct route. The most direct route would be
But we don't know
We s-
where the sewers would exit inside the city or the
Yep.
tunnel.
Oh, you're right. They could. I was just assuming that it wouldn't be way across the city, but it might be.
Something,
Also-
something, two birds with one stone.
Also, we could probably at least reconnect with the Queen's Men.
Yeah.
Doing that.
Let's So, do we? I mean, we haven't been back to Emberwood, and this would be like 4 or 5 days at this point.
Yep.
I mean, those flowers. If he's having an issue getting them, I'm not like. I'm pretty sure they'll be there tomorrow if we come back.
Do you have any
And the
particular
flip-
business in Emberwood? You've been talking about it a lot, but I haven't heard anything specific.
We got a new roof installed.
That is so weird to hear when you don't know that you've got a house over there. Like,
I left the stove on.
I guess we'll fill Fritz on the Emberwood Village is like the kind of staging ground. It's got shops, it's got all this kind. That's kind of the only real civilized area near here.
oh, sorry.
Whoa.
Wrong button, not me.
Uh-huh.
That wasn't in game.
Do we want to keep
you
on?
need something? You need something from the store? I'm just really want to understand why you want to go there.
Yeah, fair enough. I just it's actually a good argument. I mean, there's stuff we could do, but it's not like it's pressing. So I guess to Black Ivory Inn.
The Black Ivory Inn. Let's. So from here, traveling all around Castle Draken at the north, and then basically like getting back into the city, up until you reach the city limits again on that side. That'll take you like an hour and a half. That's not too far of a trek. It'll lead you through a mostly pinewood forest, which I mean you've been in there before, so
This is our third time through.
I was going to say, yeah. And again, the forest is just mostly empty. There's just no life there. As you reach back to the city, toward King's Road, what is your approach to reach the Black Ivory Inn? Are you going to go through the alleyways, or are you going to go travel down to King's Road? What do you do?
I think same route we've been taking. I mean, it's done.
We do the stealthy, sneaky stuff through the buildings and the alleyways.
All right.
Same way we've been getting there.
Who is leading the charge?
I still think that's me with the +7 survival.
Yep.
All right. In that case, you can roll me a survival check, but with advantage. You've been down this road before.
Didn't need it.
No, you didn't need that. All right. You will take a couple of back alleys, and it seems mostly devoid of anything over here. So you will reach the Black Ivory Inn, no issue. Outside the walls, there we are.
You the music that we listened to for 2 days.
Luckily, when you load in on the ground floor, it doesn't play it just yet.
Oh, thank God.
All right, down the tunnel.
All right.
Before we go down there, can I try to grab a rock and throw it through a window? Just out of interest.
Sure. You'll actually throw the rock in, and you'll see the rock flying through the window without breaking it.
Oh, interesting.
How peculiar.
Fritz, don't
Oh
go
yeah,
in
Fritz, don't go in there.
there. let's.
First, be like, let me stop him for a drink. Like, and he needs another character.
This is
Right.
a graveyard, really.
Yeah.
Oh, I should have tried it
Oh,
another
there it
time.
is. You need to load me in here.
And,
where
Fritz as well.
Oh, that's true.
And Fizzle.
That is also true.
And this. Oh no, here's Thistle. Thistle and Thistle.
And Blonde is here as well.
I believe Nespip like do the honors of unlocking our doors.
Yep, I'm gonna unlock them.
Yay.
All right. The doors unlock with a loud creak, and as you move past them, you will reach an area where you will basically see the remnants of, well, I mean, you've seen this area before. It just looks a lot more dilapidated. Instead of this monstrous creature that was here, you will just see the indent where this meteor once landed. It looks absolutely destroyed. Beyond, there are two doors on the floor that reveal a rough hewn out passage beyond that stretches for a long, long while.
I'm gonna lock the doors behind
Alright.
us.
Okay.
Yeah, why not?
And I'm going to have Thistle out ahead as we go. Looking
You'll
around
travel
for
down.
yeah.
All right. So
Maybe
this will take
I don't.
a little while. It is a long route to walk. But as you travel down this route, you can.
Are there
And in
any
the
like?
route itself,
Oh, go ahead.
no, you go first.
I was to say, are there any sconces like that would be for torches or anything?
No, unfortunately not. It is a completely dark passage. So unless you have a light source with you, it is, or you can see in the dark, of course. It
That's
is
why I got Thistle.
Oh, that's right. Actually, Fritz doesn't
I
see in the dark.
I
Nope.
do have a lantern that's hooded. Perhaps we can use that.
I can
Yes, you
also
can.
make some light if necessary.
Oh, Nibarlin draws twilight for 15 feet of glowing.
That'll work.
That will work as well, and then we don't have to use stuff.
Some of us are cool enough to see in the dark.
All right. You will travel down this hallway, and well, hallway, more like a cave almost, which goes on for quite a while. It is basically like going pretty like straight, no ups, no downs. It just goes pretty straight, and you smell this sort of mildew, damp kind of air. There's a very subtle wind in this tunnel, but it's negligible. You feel it a little bit, and it's cold. You'll travel for a little while longer before you will finally run into something that looks less carved out and more made of actual stone.
Hmm.
And we'll continue over there in a minute or two. Let's take a quick break so I can quickly set that map up because I wasn't expecting you guys to go this way.
That's fine.
Which
We
is
gotta pay
fine.
you
I'll
anyhow.
I'll set it up in 2 minutes. But yeah, I will need this 2 minutes.
All right.
All right, let's take a break. I'll see you in a bit.
Short break. Yep.
Alright.
What else did Barry expect we might do, considering he was not expecting we go here?
That's funny. It's
Discord just crashed for me. Huh.
Discord is just not doing good today.
No, because there really aren't that many avenues we currently have, do we?
Yeah, I think the only Jason that's supposed to go this way. Barry could probably answer this, but I'm wondering if we figured we'd go through the Hooded Lanterns portal and walk
I
up
mean,
that way.
that would have been the sensible way, but we can just do everything at once. That's much more
Yeah.
efficient and nothing can go wrong.
Yeah,
The thing is, I really don't want to go by the Inscrutable Tower. That seems like a bad idea.
But I don't think it's directly by the Screwable Tower.
I mean, we could hook around, but it's
yeah,
maybe.
it's Barry. We're all like we were contemplating here. Were you expecting us to go through the Hooded Lanterns? Is that what your expected plan was for us?
I was thinking either Read Matter would take a little longer because you guys were just very smart in the way that you interacted with Oscar. Like there's people that try to break in or something like that, and then you have a whole different encounter. But you guys were just very smart. You talked your way through it, and you made a deal with him that is believable. So that just went really quick. And then step 2 is actually going into the inner city, which I didn't expect you guys to do at all just yet. Not that you can't, like, feel free.
Oh.
It's just I didn't expect it. I would expected you guys to either go report back to, to Blackjack Mel, to Emberwood Village, something like that. This was an avenue that I did consider, but I was like, nah, they're not going to do that yet. And as you know, when there's 10 options, you're like, nah, the 10th isn't going to happen.
Yep.
Of course it is.
Leave it to me to
Nobody
play. Like
expects.
I just need to play characters that just talk. They don't need to play, throw spells, do anything. They just talk.
Yeah. No, but that is honestly one of the powers of D&D. Like, making a very strong, cool character. Cool. Yeah. But like being able to interact with people. Like my characters are always like shit at combat, but like I always stack them up and like I want to persuade people. And all in all, this is still a very fun avenue because it opens up more doors and whatnot. So
Well, and like Christian was saying, like we needed to check this out anyway, so might as well.
I
which
mean,
is fair.
I'm also following Nespip's interest a bit because he's currently a bit more interested in the Queen's Men and stuff there. So also the lilies seem to have some time, and all of the stuff. So yeah.
To be fair, even the lilies absorbing the delirium stuff is actually very interesting to Atoli as well. Oh, absorbing the haze.
Yeah. All right. I got everything ready when you guys when Isabel returns as well. Luckily, like in most cases, I got everything prepared. And just quickly, like my preparation here was just quickly reading up, like, oh, what was all the details again? Like, I know the rough thing about the next area, but I was like, what were the details again?
I've learned that I'm a heathen.
I've learned that you're a liar.
This is a Kit Kat, and I eat it like the only way you're not allowed to eat Kit Kats.
No. You did not break off a piece of that
Nope.
Kit Kat bar.
Become ungovernable.
Also, what do you
But
mean I'm a
there's-
liar? What do you mean I'm a liar?
Because you said that. No, we work for the Queensman. Like, we'll make you a deal with the Queensman. Queen doesn't know anything about this.
Well, we work with them or for them in some respect,
Or
and
adjacent
we
to
will
them.
try to make
Yeah.
a deal. We didn't ever
Yes.
say that we already have something discussed with the Queen or anything.
That's
And
true.
she's most likely very interested in acquiring some
Yeah.
of this.
So, as like I said, it's half truths. We just like we're telling them the truthful stuff, but in a way that probably leads to different conclusions.
Let me put it to a quote. Everybody wants to save the world. They just don't agree on how or why. We're just kind of combining all of these things. You know, we're binding agent.
Binding agent.
Man, that should have been our
So-
group name.
That's pretty good. That's a pretty good one. Binding agent. Good play on words.
Also, with Amberwood Village, the only thing I'm really concerned about is another group of 5 adventurers starting to squat down in our house.
Right.
And
Well, that's
we come back,
that's
open
what-
the door, and we see them standing there with a holy relic.
I know. Well, that's what I was. I was. That's what I was actually thinking. I mean, I don't know how involved. I don't know if that's a feature in this campaign or not. If we get back and we just have squatters, but basically, Mr. and Mrs. Smith were gone for like a month, and then we got their house. So I don't know at what point. At what
Well,
point
we technically still have the key, so
Well, imagine coming back to your house and seeing 5 adventurers over there, including Juan T, that are holding the Scepter of Sin for trivia. You guys did time displacement after all.
I'd just like to know how deep this upgrade system for the house goes. I'm very interested. Like, what are my passive bonuses here?
Did you get any passive bonuses from having a house? Bragging rights, probably, but
Yeah.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith come back, and these adventurers rebuilt the roof, and they went off and died. How nice of them!
yeah.
Well, at this point, I'm gonna invite Mr. and Mrs. Smith inside and then kill them quietly because it's my house now, bitch.
Yeah, you guys paid for like upgrading the roof, which at this point is probably the most expensive part of the entire house. So
I think Old West squatter standards was it was sweat labor or financial improvement to the property in a continuous over 7 years, I think. So we got like 6, 7 more years left. I think we qualify as Old West squatters.
we
Well,
actually
technically, you have been owning the house 15 years ago for a few days or for a few hours. Because you
Ooh.
were in the time loop.
Oh, stop it!
That's so by
That
the
just-
treasure
that-
property of
We don't
So
go there.
you've owned the house probably before it's been built.
yes.
that gets
Oh, so
wonky.
technically-
God, that hurts my head.
Yeah, we still have we still have one of those old laws in effect in the Netherlands actually concerning land. There are some ifs and buts, but the gist of it is if you have like a back garden or backyard or whatever, and there's a piece of land behind that is like owned by the city or whatever, and you just basically elongate your yard by a couple of feet, just like you put your fence a couple of feet further. You're technically not allowed because it's not your land. But if you do that and nobody makes any objections to that, and I believe the time span is 10 years, it's yours. Like that is still an old law, and so many people use that over here. Like you have because like behind your house, you usually have like like just a bit of nothing. Nobody uses that, so like it doesn't even matter that much. But technically, you're not allowed to until you do, and then if no one complains, it's yours.
Yeah, that's a bit here. I mean, unless you get some crazy places where they got squatters issues, but the normally how it works is very similar. Where if you like, it usually has to do with like easements and trails. Like eventually, over time, like you can't if you let somebody use your property for 10 years as an easement, you can't just all of a sudden and they're like that's like their business thoroughfare. You can't just say okay, you can't use it anymore because there's precedent for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, are you guys ready to move into the sewers?
Oh,
Mhm.
mountain sewers. Okay.
To the city. City. Say it with me. Sewers. City.
City sewers. because that is indeed where I'm going to bring you. As you are walking down this rough-hewn path, at some point, it'll basically turn into a bit of a hallway that is actually made of blocks of stone. The walls above you in a bit of an arch, and also on the ground, everything is just made of stone. And in front of you, you will suddenly notice that there is a change in the um, elevation. Because what will you see? Well, you'll see the following. Absolutely nothing. Let me.
I got dark vision,
re-
please. Thank you. Turn on the light. Oh shit, this is huge.
Oh man.
As you walk down this stone path in front of you, you will see that there is a stone circular staircase that is bringing you down just about a level. You can very clearly hear running water and drips of water. And as you're moving towards this stone circular staircase, all of a sudden, you hear, not too far away, the sound of something rather sizable hitting the water. Ka-ch-bloons. Followed by nothing.
Oh, we know what's down here. Let's head on back.
Yep, that's great. Mel is not here. Bye.
You want to go back?
I
You
mean,
can.
we came this far.
Yeah. I mean,
Is there any evidence of the haze down here?
Yes, in that you will not see the haze over here. Like there's nothing obscuring your vision. But as I told you before, like that smell of the haze is still here. It has just been blended in with a couple of other smells, as you can imagine. But if you
Sewer
focus on it,
smells.
like is it still here? Yes, it is.
okay. Well, I guess. I mean, this was gonna go down a little further and see what's down there.
Okay. This will immediately see something that might halt you.
Okay.
Might?
Might. I mean, it's always up to you guys, of course.
Mhm.
As she so is she, right? Yeah. As she flies down the circular stone staircase and into the small hallway that is attached to it, she will fly into a circular room and see a macabre sight. For it seems that you have arrived at one of the town's cisterns. A cistern is an area that is used to mostly catch rainwater before it gets sent off into the sewers. This is basically a basin where the water can collect until it reaches a certain level, and then it'll be drained out into the sewers. I think what this will see is that this cistern itself is absolutely filled with corpses. There is a lot
Ew.
of bodies floating around in the water. It is not a pretty sight, let alone the smell. It is not the worst, but it definitely smells of death down here. Other than that,
How decomposed are these bodies?
quite.
Okay.
Yeah, like various stages of decay. But at first glance, they're all very much corpsey. Um, you'll see one more thing.
Oh god, here we go.
Well, two more things. It is rather light in this room, and if Thistle looks up, she will see that there is an opening all the way up there, a circular opening that is letting in daylight. Finally, on the other side of the cistern, there is life. A couple of bizarre looking creatures are trotting near and in the water. Two of them are currently splashing around in the water, getting to and from the fresh corpses that are floating here. The other three are standing on the edge with spears, and they're trying to jab at the bodies that are floating here.
I'm going to be relaying all this to the rest of the group. Are they like?
Bird
They're just
people.
trying to. Are they trying to like So they're trying to poke at them with spears. Are they like just hauling them out and setting them down, or are they munching on them? Or
They're not munching on them, but it does seem like they're collecting them.
But only the fresh ones.
Basically, everything they can get close to.
because there's
Wait,
there's-
they've got all these fish features, but they're not in the water.
Two of them are, but the other ones aren't. And as far as they look, yeah, their heads are definitely fish-like. The rest of their body is very human. But it is a weird blend. It is like it's kind of like Flyman or Ant-Man that got mixed up in a room with an insect in there and just turned like part fly, part human. That's this, but with fish. So they do have two legs, they do have two arms covered in scales. They do have a fin on their back, and their head is basically fishy. But yeah, three of them are standing outside of water.
Mm. Well,
And this is the staircase.
Yeah, it's a circular staircase that goes down one floor.
So to that, or is it another floor below that?
No, it is to the cistern.
Okay.
yeah, it goes like this.
Yeah.
Well, do we? 'Cause there's a couple options. These things could be horrible monsters that are eating dead bodies. It could be fishing. They could also be fishing them out to scavenge and loot the corpses. Which, I mean, when in Drakkenheim. The other option is they're trying to clean the cistern for some weird reason. I'm going to bank that as one of the first two.
You are a hopeful optimist, aren't you?
I say,
They're employees of the water services.
yeah, they work for the Drakkenheim Water Services. This is just part of their job. I said it's probably the first two. It's probably one of the first two. So they're looting the bodies, or they're gonna make dinner.
Your suggestion and engagement, then.
Well, there's two. If we're going in this way, we either going to have to fight them, or if they are amicable, we could just have a nice little howdy do.
You're gonna offer them your good berries?
Can we just
Well-
wait for another 5-10 minutes, silently? Would they move at all if we just waited?
If you wait
Yeah.
for another 5 minutes, two things will happen. They're still busy, getting these bodies. It's not easy. You're noticing that they swim through the water with I don't want to say relative ease, but it's not too difficult for them. But also getting a body and some of the bodies are armored and whatnot. It takes considerable effort to actually get one onto the ledge. So within 5 minutes, they'll get one or two bodies, but it'll take a little combined effort between the five of them. Also,
Yep.
within that 5 minutes, another body comes crashing down from the hole above, and it hits the water with a loud ka-choom.
Can I get a read on them? Are they nimble? Are they quick? Are they strong? Do they use magic? Do they communicate?
They are talking, but the language eludes you 100%. You will not be able to recognize that. As for
And the
whether or
bo-
not they use magic, they're not using magic currently, but they look rather savage with their spears and what constitutes clothing. They're basically wearing loincloths.
And the body comes down, and the body is dead already, or
Very much so.
Okay.
Mm, okay,
We
so
can try
and
to.
this is, I'm assuming all this is Nibarlin relaying some of this information that they're all asking, because
I imagine so, because you're all still in the little hallway.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
that's
easily
fine.
one who can see.
We already had this discussion
Link
today,
up.
but what are the acoustics in here?
Echoey, because this is like a stone cistern. This is very echoey.
So
It's like screaming down a well.
Do we also hear the things that the fish people do? like in person.
Yeah, it'll be echoey and a little far away, but you'll hear the fact that there's sound being made.
Oh, do we move forward? This is
You
mean,
might
are
have
we
to
gonna
leave
go?
this
Are we?
conversation.
I'm just trying to think if
What-
we can distract them in some way, like send them down another hallway.
What's the correct hallway that we want to be in?
Yeah.
Who knows?
We don't know where
We
we're
don't know.
going.
Also, if they attack us, we can always fall back, and they would have would have to fight up the staircase, which probably would suck for them.
Okay,
Yeah.
Anakin, calm down.
Like a fish out of water.
Oh God.
Should we just immediately attack then, or
And you also have the advantage of it being a clockwise upgoing circular staircase. That is something
Yeah,
that
so
in the
we-
olden days in castles,
right hand. Yep.
that is a thing that castles actually took into account. The fact that
Yep.
your fighting arm should be free when you're slashing down.
This bit here, would you be able to stand at a heightened ground up here, and like attack down, or?
Yeah, it'll be difficult, but sure. Like especially magical one, not 100%. Trying to stab down or whatever. Would
Yeah,
not
no,
work,
I
but
just meant like
you can, but it'll be
if
difficult.
it's not like a solid column?
Yeah,
Like...
exactly. That's what I meant.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
if you
No,
use this
no,
as
it's
a
open.
perch, if you use this as a perch, if the rest, like if our fighters move out into the cistern, and then we have range support from up above.
Yeah, no, it's just steps.
Okay,
Nothing
cool.
more. So you can look through. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think if we're gonna do this, I don't think a surprise attack. I think if they don't speak common or undercommon, or I don't know what else we can talk, but but if we do have to fight, I think falling back using, we can get Tally and Blondie here up front to keep the
How's
this
Tally with
bottleneck.
water?
Delirium driven, so fine.
Does she sink? Does she sink? But we're right. If we fall in the water, something's gone wrong. Let's not plan on getting in the water, because the water around Drakkenheim is not.
I mean, you guys have never submerged any delirium in water yet, have you?
No.
No.
Oh, you say that now. Now I want to
Man,
throw a
that just
delirium out
freaks
there.
me out. Yeah.
Imagine like like throwing sodium into cesium into water.
It's boom.
Try firing your arrow.
Okay. Well, oddly enough, as far as tanks are concerned, we got Blondie, Ollie, and the Nest up here. Actually, you're actually kind of a
I'm
tank
frontline.
You're kind of
Yeah.
beefy.
as far as armor is concerned.
So should we try to talk with them first? And if that fails, then
Yeah, I think it's a plan. Try and talk first, and then
So that's plan A.
that's plan. That's
Oh
plan A.
God,
Let's
no.
I was waiting for it.
Please, no.
That's
not-
So we
all
know for a
I-
fact that that's not going to happen.
While everybody gets into position, I would like to prepare a true strike.
can I also prepare something? So
You have to have a target for True Strike, I think.
Yeah, no, he's just already pointing at one of them. Like preemptively, no bullshit. It's just this is gonna go wrong. Like he has no faith in this at all.
Hmm. So are we attempting stealth as we're coming in here, or just walking in?
No, we're setting up the tanks in front, range support up top, and then hey guys, what's up?
Hey.
Like as I said, the dumbest fucking idea ever, but I'm here for
We
it.
come in peace.
I mean, what else we got?
Everyone's
What
pointing.
else we got here? All right. The first 25 feet. I guess at this point, i- I'm sure somebody's going to notice a giant or a large turtle and a dragon dog walking into the room.
So it is not so much the fact that you are visibly walking in, it is the sound of the metal on stone. Of the of Tali that is walking in.
God damn it,
Um,
Tali. Lose some weight.
Honestly, probably Nespip is probably louder.
All five of them will immediately look up and sort of like stop dead in their tracks. And then one of them cautiously takes 2 steps towards you and says, "Well, hello."
Hello. I say hello in common.
Yeah, he said, "Well, hello," in common as well.
Oh, okay. Well,
Like they're staring at you. Like,
just passing through. Don't mean to interrupt.
you're you're from you're from up there, aren't you?
Sometimes, yes.
Sometimes.
Well, I came from this hallway that's down here.
Ah, not a
Oh,
lot of people
Helen.
coming from there. What?
No, can't imagine so. Looks like y'all got a good operation going here. We don't want to interrupt your operation.
Ah, holy feasting grounds.
I'm sure it is. I mean, no
What
disrespect. We're just.
What's your name, stranger?
I am Nibarlin.
Nibrarlin.
And what's your name?
My name, Blip Bloop.
No.
Oh, God.
Blip bloop. Well, it is a
I can't
pleasure.
kill them now. They're named Blip Bloop.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Blip bloop.
Another one stands right next to him. He says, "This, my friend. Say hello, Slurpee.
Lurpy?
Hello."
Oh my god.
Please. Why?
Hello. Hello, Slurpee.
Atoli is now cautiously pointing at Slurpee, by the way.
You also want something from the holy hunting grounds? Good.
Actually, we don't want to take anything from you. We're just passing through.
It's good. Many
I-
sacrifices.
Sacrifices.
Many
From above.
uplings fall down. Good feasting.
They do look delectable, but
Mm.
I'm full. I had a big meal already.
He does look full. He does look full. He does look full. Eat.
Tell you what, we'll just last by. We'll let you get back to harvesting from the sacred feeding pool.
The other doing.
They're just swimming.
Swimming. They're chilling.
Just keep swimming.
Just
Just,
keep
keep
swimming.
swimming.
Oh my god.
You come to pay tribute to the Duchess?
The Duchess?
You know the Duchess.
I mean, whatever
We
word
know the
they
Duchess?
they only see Nibarland and the two like the things like up there. The rest of us are back here.
Well, I guess
You-
I mean I
You
would
changed
ask the,
voices.
the Duchess. I'm not familiar with the Duchess, but
He does not know the Duchess. He does not know the Duchess. He does not know the Duchess.
Who is the Duchess?
Duchess is she who governs the sewers. She'd be very happy to meet you. Very happy to meet you. Very happy to meet
Very happy. What would we need to bring as tribute?
you. Our Duchess would love shinies. She would love a magic trinket. Perhaps a great crystal. Of course. I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. Sure of it.
Barlin kind of leans back and eats a berry and is just going, "You mean like this?" And he pulls out a shiny trinket similar to what he saw Nesbit have earlier on. with the Mephits, he gave them a shiny trinket. Barlin pulls out a trinket similar to that.
And what exactly is it?
It was a glowing piton.
Oh, right, yeah. Oh, pretty. Not as pretty as purple gemstones. Not as pretty as purple gemstones. No.
Oh. You mean like he puts that away like this, and he pulls out a delirium chip.
Oh, the Duchess would love that. The Duchess will show you great hospitality.
Great hospitality.
I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it.
What do you think? He looks down at Blondie. Should we see the Duchess's hospitality? And he's kind of motioning to everybody if that's a. He's speaking to everybody behind him, but he's looking at Blondie.
Yeah.
If you would bring her a gift, if you would perform a service for the Duchess, she would reward you greatly. I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. Sure of it. What is it you desire? Magic? Health? Knowledge? Our Duchess is as mighty as she is benevolent. I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it.
Y'all
I'm
seem very sure of it.
I'm gonna lean back to the others and say, we could get basically free passage below in the sewers without fighting anything ever.
No.
It'd be really good.
I think.
Look at them. They're savages.
Is he nice?
That doesn't mean that they're strong.
One
Can
of
I
them is
tell
good.
if they're? Can I tell if they're fish people? So, would I be able to tell if they're being serious or not about this?
You
What's
trying
my
to
anim-
insight check here?
What's my
Insight check
animal
this fish.
Yeah, facial expressions on a creature that you've never seen before are very difficult, but you can try. So give me a insight check, but with disadvantage.
Okay.
Natural 20, baby. Let's go.
Oh, they're not too different.
So
Right.
12.
12.
I think the one thing you get from this is that they talk very excitedly about their Duchess. Like they very much love their Duchess, it seems.
Can I tame one if my animal handling is good enough?
I'm going to answer this with what DMs usually do. You can certainly try.
I mean, we did make kind of friends with red people. So
Yeah, and I say, well,
Oh, watch
you're,
out! And as he says that, another body drops from above and ka-chploons hits the water. Another offering from the great above.
have you seen where the offerings come from?
Yeah, I'm really curious as to who is or what is throwing people down here constantly.
So you, Nabarlan, you're standing in this room, looking up. You will see that there is a circular-shaped hole above. It is quite a ways up, but give me a perception check to see if you recognize what that would be.
Oh.
It's a hole.
It's an opening to the sky. Yeah. But beyond that, beats me.
Well, I'm still gonna ask, like, I'm still asking, like, have you been to up there?
No.
Oh.
We don't go up there. Great machine
Oh.
will come and kill us.
Wait, what?
A great machine.
The great machine will come and kill us.
Machine, you say? From behind the button.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
The funny thing is, Elodie, you're too young for this particular part of the city to remember. But I'm willing to say, Atoli, there is a chance that this might spark like a hang on.
what do you want me to
With you.
roll?
I'm considering a history check to see if this sparks a moment with you.
Giant street sweeping machine that
Oh!
they had in Drakkenheim.
Nice.
Considering I only
Yeah.
have +1 to that.
Yeah, you will. This will actually this will trigger a core memory with you.
Bling.
And it is not too strange either, because this is something that if you would live in Drakkenheim for any amount of time, you will know of this, and it'll give you two things. One, it'll give you exactly what is up there, but it'll also give you where you are right now, and you will also know what the hole is. You're starting to piece everything together. The hole up there is a well. It is an open well to the outside. There's a couple of drainage points around that, but the big well itself is open to the sky and can be used to catch rainwater, which is what this whole basin is for. But there is another more sinister reason why the bodies are dropping down here. Above this cistern is a square. A square more commonly known as Slaughterstone Square.
Yeah.
Slaughterstone Square itself
That just
got
clicked
its
on me
name-
as well.
It got its name for a very good reason. Justice in Drakkenheim was often delivered quick and just. And the death penalty was a thing that would be given to people who deserved it in the city. Unfortunately, having an executioner for a large city is difficult. They usually don't want to live in the city. People don't want to live around them. But years and years ago, about 100 years before the events of the meteor, a couple of very smart people devised a solution to this. Instead of hiring an executioner, they built a machine that was capable of performing the executions for them. This machine, labeled the Executioner, was stationary at Slaughterstone Square and was used for decapitation and the like. After which the bodies sometimes would be dropped down the well to be carried away by the sewer's water into the canal and down the Drown River.
Oh,
There's only
Just
one such
super-
machine in the city that would totally fit this description. And I think with
Oh
the
my
18-year-old,
God.
that this will click through.
super sanitary.
Follow-up question,
Love it.
Yes.
The bodies that are being dropped down here, are they husks or are they people?
It
Do they have heads?
seems- Some of them still do. It seems like the ones that are coming down seem to be mostly human,
But are they fresh?
or rather non-husk. Most of them, yeah.
What
Oh,
the
well, that's-
actual
it-
fuck?
Well, it doesn't matter if they're fresh or not because the things don't really up on top. Things don't really decay normally.
No,
so
but,
they
like-
wouldn't,
Right.
they wouldn't decay until they get down here.
Yes, but we've just seen
Or-
like at least 4 fresh human bodies actually drop down here.
And like they don't replenish themselves. So
Yeah, for 15 years, it's just been. That's insane.
Supply of
How
That's
does that
exact.
work?
That's what I'm getting at.
Um,
This place is
Okay.
whack.
well, but want to meet that. I think our only option is to. I think the Duchess. I think the Duchess would love to have us for dinner.
Oh, I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it.
oh no.
Actually,
Um,
would you have told the group about the thing you remembered, Atoli?
Yeah, like it'll whisper to Fritz and Elodie, who's up here with him on the perch.
Fritz is very curious how that might look. And he exchanges a thought with Fizzle. Do you mind go take a peek? I'm very curious.
You let
And-
Fizzle like fly up through the well?
Still invisible,
She's invisible.
she'll fly
yeah.
up.
Yeah, she. Yeah.
And And Fritz
I'll
will
allow
look
that.
through her eyes.
Let
more
me
info.
have a look.
I'm starting to like Fizzle
Uh,
more and more. She's not the, potential snack anymore.
As Fizzle flies up out the well, being invisible, she will see a round square, which is so weird to me. A round square.
I just clicked this. I was like, what are you saying, actually? Wait a minute. That doesn't.
Around a well. It looks like a fountain on my map because it didn't have a well picture. Right next to it are some gallows that are currently empty. If you look around, there's a couple of very beautiful buildings. This is the first time you see the inner city, basically. The buildings over here look distinctly different from whatever you've seen on the outside. These buildings are made of beautiful stone and decorated. You see one building that looks like it could be some sort of office or maybe like a community house, maybe a guild hall, and a couple of other buildings that share similar design traits. But other than that, the thing that you're obviously coming up for, as you're looking around, you see that sitting on the ground right next to the well is a monstrous machine. It looks completely made of an assortment of metal. And in one hand, it is carrying possibly the largest scythe that you have ever seen.
Oh.
The machine itself looks like it is a giant knight in plate armor, though you can't see a bit of flesh on the inside of it, suggesting that there might be someone in there, there might not. But perhaps the most disturbing part of this machine is the fact that on its back, there are tens upon tens of rows of iron spikes protruding upwards, and on these spikes are perched the bodies of several adventurers, obviously dead and awaiting their turn for their descent into the cistern. The machine right now seems to be deactivated, sleeping almost, and just sitting on the ground doing nothing.
He
This
just
shit. Fizzle is out of there.
Also, Gigi, you've encountered your first real boss.
wait. What do you mean first real bot? Oh my god.
Hmm.
You thought Miss Charlotte was bad.
So I'm
Miss
just a
Charlotte's
little bit
bad.
out of character here. I have a feeling that we're really not supposed to be here right now.
Well, we definitely shouldn't go out through this well.
That
I had that
yeah.
idea for a second, but
Yeah, but that just quickly vanished for you two, didn't it?
What do you
Yes.
mean? I want to see that machine.
No, you don't.
No,
Are
you
you sure? We
don't.
really want to see it.
No, you don't.
I mean,
if
it's
you really
sleeping.
want, I can help you.
Shall we?
I can really help you get up there if you want.
So now the boss up there, and he doesn't know any of this. He just so does Fritz want to mention that maybe we should just go ahead and go back out?
I mean, Fritz would have told what he saw, but he just mentioned that he wouldn't go out through this well right now
Okay.
because his idea was basically if the air is clean up there, he would just cast a spider climb on himself, get up there, and drop a rope.
Okay.
But that seems like a very bad idea now.
So I guess our options here are to try and make friends with their Duchess, or fight our way through what's going to be a merfolk cult. I'm assuming.
Or
Make
potentially
friend.
we end up as dinner because fresh meat is better than rotten meat.
To you, to them though, maybe not.
It's extra flavor.
Yeah,
So, could you just like try to start leaving and see if they'll even let us? Because they might.
yeah. I guess I'll say, well, I think we should go. I think I will go prepare tribute for the Duchess, and we'll be back.
Okay. We wish you good luck. And tell the Duchess we said hi. Bring a tribute. She would be very happy.
And then Barlin.
He lifts up like one arm, by the way, of like one like creature that was down. Like, you sure you don't want something?
Yep. Good, thank you.
Okay.
And then Barlin walks back.
Let me get the fuck out of here.
Yep.
Have to leave.
Okay.
I mean, I would probably try to make friends with them. They seem pretty
I
nice.
also think that would be the better idea, but
I
Fritz
think so
hasn't been with
too.
the party long enough to voice his opinion on that.
Well, I mean, I also think that we should try and make friends with them, since they seem amicable enough to let us just leave.
Is the Duchess the big
No.
thingy up there?
No, they haven't been up there.
That's the machine that'll come and kill them if they go up there.
Yeah, the Duchess
Okay.
controls the sewers, from what he said. So,
Hmm.
And if they can provide us with information and stuff like that for the sewers, that would be really handy, probably.
So-
we have to get into the city at some point.
yeah. So let's just say we make our way out of earshot and we talk this over for like half an hour or so, and then come back.
Coley is 100% against it.
What else are we gonna do? Go back around to the.
Oh, I'm just letting you know.
I know, but what's the other option? This is actual conversation that Nebron would say. Totally. Well, do you want to go back? We can go back over to. We can go walk back around the city and go in through the
I
hooded.
just don't trust them.
I mean, I don't trust them entirely either. But our two options are these guys, or walk back around and go in through the hooded lantern.
If we start fighting them, they will attack us on every
I don't.
sighting. So
That's the thing. I don't I don't know these sewers. I don't know the exits. I don't know the hidden pathways. I don't know the shadows. I don't feel safe. I don't trust these people, or whatever they are.
So you suggest trying to go through the gate, the Shepherd's Gate.
It's an option I would prefer, yes. Or kill
And to be
them.
real, I would prefer to go through the gate as well. I don't want to.
Or kill them
These-
quietly.
I don't want
but
to
I
kill them
want
if
to
I
find
don't
a way
have to.
up and see the machine.
They seem to have like a whole civilization down here. They're
Yeah.
A tribe does not make a civilization.
But it makes a.
it doesn't
can
mean
make
that there's only 5. There could be like 30 of them. Even 30 is way too many for us
40,
to fucking-
50.
Not if you're fighting the small passages.
Yeah.
So do you
Also-
want to fight them or not?
I don't want to fight.
If the option is to only go through these sewers or to go through the gate, and you don't want to go through the gate, then yeah, I want to fight them.
Well, I wanted to go through the gate, but it was more of we were trying to kill two birds with one stone, and there's a lot of birds with scales down here. So, as I personally would like to go. I mean, they seem pretty keen on if we got stuff to give them. Maybe it'll work out. But I don't.
And then we find
No one's-
ourselves in the middle of their lair, and the tribute is not well enough, or the queen, their duchess or whatever, has something against someone, or somebody makes a wrong move or does something, and then suddenly we're surrounded by 40 of them and we're stabbed to pieces.
That's a very
I
good
don't
point.
trust them.
Okay,
So
then let's
you're
leave.
suggesting we stab them again. So we stab them first.
I prefer stabbing first if there's stabbing to be had, yes.
but we don't know they'll be stabbed. But yeah, I think LD's right. Let's just go. Here we go. We just leave and go to the other gate and go in through that way.
Just out of curiosity for future reference, how thick is the ceiling where the execution is above? Just something that would be good to know.
As in, like, can he come down or something? Like, this is just like this is.
If you
it's a
can
thick
make
ceiling.
him come down if necessary.
Earthquake.
What spell are you implying? So I can help you like an adequate
I
response.
currently
'Cause I'm not
don't
really
have
sure what
any
you're asking.
spells for that, but probably stuff like Shatter or something, or Fireball, something explosive to try to break the ceiling.
So this is like an oval cistern. Like, do you know what a cistern looks like in an old time city? Like it's like one of those like bowed
Yeah.
ceilings, and then above that there's probably a couple of feet of earth, and then you have like the pavement on top of that. So that's all in all like maybe 10, 20 feet somewhere of stone and dirt. If you can get through that, then yeah.
But also, he deposits these corpses through a well. If you destabilize the initial like well structure, then the whole edges of the hole is basically very unstable. So if you were to blow up the well while he's depositing a corpse, you could potentially. I mean, I guess he has a lot of weight to him as well. So I'm just saying
wanna try
physics. I'm just saying physics.
I mean, you'd have to get right. Yeah, right on the well to blow up that surrounding area. But the rest of it, though, it wouldn't.
It was just an idea for the future.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Like, there's
Well,
also
so-
stuff
so-
like Shape Earth.
So,
But
so I don't want to fight these guys. I want to try and talk our way through. Atoli wants to shoot them because they are. He doesn't like the cut of their jib. So why don't we just leave, just go and go in through the other gate.
Why are we
Agreed.
going into the city again?
You get
to
the
get some
flower
lilies.
lilies.
Or we could
And they're-
try to negotiate a deal with the queen first.
Yeah, that's.
We don't
Yeah,
know how to
kinda-
get to the queen.
No, that's why we have to go back and talk to Mel that, we succeeded, we
Yeah.
took care of the time loop, and he
Well, he didn't know
has
the time
to.
loop.
There's a pathway, but it goes to a fish civilization, a fish,
now-
fish tribe.
Now he has to uphold his part of the deal.
A fish civilization.
Officialization.
Officialization.
All right, so not the other gate. So we make our way back around and go back to Emberwood.
Aquaculture.
Aquaculture.
Wow, it gets worse.
All right. So you guys
Sounds-
go back to the black Ivory Inn.
Black Ivory. Yeah, it sounds like or it sounds like we're gonna just leave. Just it's the first time
Yeah.
we've gone somewhere and we're like, nope, okay, bye.
It's not always the worst idea. I'll bring you up to the city map because I imagine as you get to the Black Ivory Inn, you'll just basically exit and leave, right?
Yep.
I'll save you a couple of map
Yeah.
switches. All right. You emerge from the cellar underneath the Black Ivory Inn, and time has passed a little bit because traveling back and forth through this passage will take a little while. For verification, because you now know where Slaughterstone Square is, so I'm going to show you number 14.
Is it this one?
Is it the one that looks dangerous? Yes, it's that
the one that
indeed.
looks super dangerous and it has little like ghosty things around it?
That's the one.
I'm sure
that
we
is
can
how far
take
you
the
went.
executioner. Didn't look that bad.
It looks that
We're looking at
It's
the
only
same
metal.
picture.
So back and forth traveling, that'll cut a couple of hours out of your day. It is still like very much daylight, so you'll have time to travel, but it did cost you a couple hours.
So if we can get this, depending on where the sewers come out, it might be a good way into the city. Because if we just went into the sewer under the Black Ivory Inn and we got to the cistern, which was on 14, that's a good ways into it. And they're still continuing on from that, so they'll still passageways
I
there.
mean-
So
If I remember correctly, there was like a water output to one side and two pathways out of it, right?
That is what you saw.
And considering Fizzle flew up there, could I get an idea on how that was oriented in relation to the
Yes.
map?
Yes, one of them was towards the north, and the other one veered off towards the north-northeast.
So the waterway was to the west then.
going
Oh,
towards
sorry,
river.
the one that
Really?
had a gate, you mean?
Yeah, the one
Yeah.
that had water flowing through it that had a gate.
Yeah, that one was going towards the west.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I was expecting it to go to the river, but okay, that means
So it's going this way.
yeah.
Yes.
So the other one would have been probably following the street because that's what
Yeah,
the
I do.
such things usually do. So we'll probably have an exit somewhere not too far from Castle Draken. Maybe even further and closer to the Queen's Park.
Maybe. Um,
Let's go back again.
can't whiff a waffle here.
So-
Let's we left here. Let's just plan A didn't work out. Let's go. Let's go. Just do plan B and go around to the either head back to Emberwood and try and meet up with Blackjack, or going through the Hooded Lanterns gate.
The
So
one
what is
thing
it?
I'm
Emberwood or Gate?
worried about. What time of day is it right now?
3, 4 p.m. somewhere.
Yeah, until we are at the
Uh,
gate and go into the city, it's gonna get to nighttime.
Nighttime.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
shouldn't go in at night.
No, we shouldn't.
Not our first time. Though I guess technically we were in the inner city just then.
Yeah,
our
we were
second
just
time.
over here. We were just here.
If only
So-
there
but we-
wasn't a giant boss outside of the one spot that we saw we could leave out of.
He was asleep.
Can take him.
Okay, so we're going to make our way back around though. Either way, Emberwood or the gate. Make our way back around.
Yeah, I
I
think
say
so.
we do take
Yeah.
a long way around back to Emberwood this time. Like follow the river. Because it's kind of pointless to go for the ferryman right now, and then through another part of the city, and then out to Emberwood.
So do you want to
Yeah.
just follow this way? Like go
Yeah, just go out. Like instead of going
Go
around
out?
the castle, which is going to take forever, then through the part the other way or back to Eckerman. I say we just go the other way for once. The long way.
Do
out
we
is-
know
follow the
how far the
river.
next bridge is? Because I thought it was the whole shtick that there are no bridges except for the ones in Drakkenheim for taxation.
It'll be a couple of
reasons.
days travel.
Oh,
Yeah, like
days? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drakkenheim had a unique position in that you needed Drakkenheim to cross the river.
So
So you can.
even
Like,
if we
it
went,
is doable if you have the ratchets and whatnot with you. It's just a couple of days travel.
even the other direction too, it's also a couple days this direction.
Like following the river downstream, you mean? Yeah, same deal.
Okay. I guess Ferryman then.
Yeah.
Check on our roof. Get back,
All
make
right.
sure we don't got any squatters.
What was that?
Oh, just check on the house, make sure there's no squatters in there.
All right, so you arrive back on the city outskirts, where you basically enter from Ackerman Mill whenever you come into the city. How do you want to travel towards the ferryman?
Yeah. Shit. I don't think we should go through the city. I think we should try and
Stay on the
stick.
outskirts.
Yeah, until we get closer to the river.
You can do
So-
that, but it'll take you longer for one, and you'll reach the river by nightfall.
Then we get over into the other side of the city during the night as well. Either way,
Wait, it's
we're in
not
a shit.
impossible.
We're in a shit position unless we go outside to Eckerman and do a long rest and then go for it.
Yeah, that,
I mean, one way or another, we need time to pass because we're not going through the city at night.
no, I think that's our only option is to go back to Eckerman Mill and camp.
Well, we can at least see if frickin' Petra's there. Or
Yeah.
if anyone, if there's anyone new, like,
We could also go
hanging
tell
out.
them what we learned of the potion so far.
If
I mean,
you
the
want
cover of
to.
darkness might be.
Don't try to influence this, Mr. DM.
Yeah,
All right,
I
you
think
guys are
I
going
thought
back
we
to Eckerman
were.
Mill.
I thought we weren't telling anyone about this. Or did we just tell him that we weren't telling?
No, we just told him that we weren't. Like, we're doing this for
Okay.
the Runeweaver guy.
Are we though?
Right.
I mean, we're doing it for ourselves too, but if, they could tell us what exactly is up with the lily or anything, then I don't know. Maybe.
At the start of the evening, you will arrive at Eckerman Mill. There's still a bit of daylight before nightfall sets in. And you are greeted by the same view that you saw before you left. A row of tents. A couple more seem to have been set up as people are starting to settle in for the night. It seems a quiet evening over here.
Too quiet?
I mean, define too quiet.
You're the one that said it seems a quiet evening, so.
Yeah, like last time there were like, I don't know, 20 tents. This time there's like 10.
well, we know where they went, where all the other tents are. They're at the bottom of a well.
Pretty
My
intense, isn't
God.
it?
That's
That's very
I guess-
intense.
so. Is there?
Well.
So we're looking. I
No.
guess. Gonna look around again. Is there anyone recognize, or is it those hood lanterns still there? Or
The hooded lanterns are no longer there. But roll me a perception check.
I'm taking a scan of the people as well.
You God.
Seeing.
All right. I'll tell you don't really see anyone.
No, I don't care
but
either. Fuck it.
I think Elodie and Barlin, both of you will spot one person in particular that you'll recognize. They're sitting by themselves, interestingly enough. It is just one person with one tent. It looks like a man with a beard. That's hang on, I'm trying to pull him up. There we are. A man with a beard and a hood over his head and a beard. There is no insignias or whatever on his clothing. He's sitting just by himself with a tent and a campfire. It's not that you can put a finger on it like, hey, that's X, but you recognize this person.
we.
Hmm. No, it's a different Felix. It's the Felix. It's the other Felix that we met that one
Yeah.
time. Oh my God. He was part of that one adventuring party that when we first got our hands on some
That's right.
hands on some stuff, and they wanted to get the stuff, and we said it's our stuff, but he had a whole party. He wasn't alone.
He is now.
Yeah, I guess.
Hmm.
Like up there in say Felix, is it?
Oh, hey. Yeah. Man, we seen each other a little while ago, didn't we?
Yeah, it was about a week ago. Where's the rest of your crew?
I don't know, man. It all happened so
no.
quick.
Oh no.
What happened?
Man, we went into the city, you see, and we got a nice batch of delirium. And we wanted to sell it, but the prices at Emberwood Village, they're not exactly fair, are they? So we heard that there's people working for this this lady who calls herself a queen. She gives much higher
Right.
prices for her stuff. So so we heard that there's a place that you can go to like fence off things like that. So we went there, right? Everything went fine. We sold our delirium and well, we had a good night drinking. It was fun. Then someone told us that we could find a lot more treasures in the inner city. Those delirium chips that like we had a little fight about? That's nothing,
Yeah.
man. The inner cities, there's crystals as big as you, and even bigger. Tallest houses. They're so big. You could get one of those, you're set for life. You never have to go into this damn city. So we thought just one score, let's get into the city, just go in there. So we went through the gate that is held by the hooded lanterns. Yeah, we paid our taxes and we went in. We were like, it's going to be easy. And it's not easy. Couldn't see shit in there. It was all very, very hazy. And then when I finally could see something, all I could hear was some steam and some loud footsteps. And before I knew it, both of my friends were cut down by this monstrous machine.
No.
I could barely make it out alive, man.
Wait, those were the bodies? Oh.
That's two of them. You didn't expect it.
It's all he was like smirk. Sucks to suck, doesn't it?
My God.
Jesus, Atoli.
I guess.
Already
I guess
dead.
so. Sorry, man.
It happens. I think we all knew the risk going in here. We have also lost someone too.
Yeah, but not to stupidity.
Hey, it wasn't stupidity. If it could have been a big score, man.
Yeah, you're right. It wasn't stupidity. It was just greed.
My God, what is your why do you have to like be so mean to this dude? He's obviously just lost his whole party.
And now he's
You
paying
don't have
his
to be a
dues.
jerk. You don't have to be a fucking jerk though.
I don't know what to do, man. I'm probably gonna go back to the queen, see if maybe she'll take me in or something.
You won't. You're useless on your own.
Yeah, that's why I'm joining her.
Yeah, she'll set you up with a ragtag crew that'll do even worse than the crew you were going with. Been
It's
there.
better than being alone.
You got that right.
Maybe I'll join the fighting pits.
Yeah, because that's a better outcome. Look, you got coin. Get out now.
I got almost nothing, man.
Almost nothing is still better than your life, isn't it?
The other two had all the money with them. I'm not that strong to carry everything.
I mean,
Well.
fine. If you want to be reckless and throw your life away, be my guest.
The queen is a good lady. If you see how Buckle Down Road looks, it's amazing what they can do. Like that's in the city, and it looks like a free haven.
How did you get there
Where-
in the first place?
Buckle Down Row, or you could just walk over there.
Said he went through the gate, the hooded lantern gate.
Yeah, but if it's in the city, you can barely see. How did you find your way to there?
Buckle Down Row isn't in the inner city; it's in the
Oh.
outer city.
Okay, sorry.
Where is Buckle Down Row? And he kind of pulls out his map. Like,
Oh, it's here. Used to be the busiest street where people would go to get a drink and whatnot. Now apparently is part of what the Queen owns. So it's this long street, like all along.
Is it on this side is it on this side or is it on the other side?
It is actually on the other side, and
Oh my
if you look at
God.
if you look at your map, it is. Let me see what the number.
South
was.
of the Black Ivory Inn, right?
It is number 18.
About to say we've been there, haven't we?
Buckle Down Road. No,
Uh-huh.
18.
it is from the Black Ivory Inn across the river south.
So we'd have to go back across the river and then walk around. A lot of walking here. We'll cross the river, go down, go back around to over there. Oh, that's well. Alex, I'm sorry for your loss.
Wait a minute.
Best of luck.
How did you get over on this side of the river?
Huh?
You heard me.
We. It doesn't matter anyways. But
It
there's a
matters.
ferryman. There's a
Oh, you
ferryman.
Yeah, but he wasn't. He was on the side when we traveled over, and you were already over here.
I mean, the ferry goes back and forth. I'm not.
You can summon him in, you know that. If you light a torch, then he'll come to you. Surely you must know that.
Right.
We did. Just wanted to make sure you did.
That is like me completely bullshitting because I had no answer for that.
I had a feeling because I believe I caught you right there. I was like, wait,
Yeah, he
wait
did.
a minute.
I was like, uh-oh.
That now also means you can't lock us on one side of the.
Yep, we got
Bravo.
a green,
Okay,
we
nope.
got a green card.
It's not unreasonable to assume that he regularly ferries from side to side, even without.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean,
Well, he's meshed with his boat, so
It's nothing like
got
he has
nothing else
anything
going.
better to do.
true. All right, well, I'm tired, so enjoy.
Yeah. I think. Yeah. I think all we gotta do now is set up camp and long rest in the morning. Sounds like we're going across the river either way. If we're going to Emberwood or Boca Raton Road, we gotta go across the river. So like, there's not really a lot of options unless we want to go inside the city and go after those lilies. So
Oh, before it totally leaves, I'd like to study him. Like, I'd have a quick glance over. Like, is his clothes wounded? Has he like any markings of like mutations or?
Give me an Arcana check.
I just like to know if my sleep is going to be interrupted. That's why. Never mind.
that's what you
He
get
looks-
for being a fucking jerk.
Hey, I'm just playing my character.
Yeah.
For being alone, he looks prim and proper and surprisingly healthy.
Okay, cool. In that case, Tilly will just wander off and start setting up his tent.
Do we still have some time until we basically start a long rest?
Yeah.
Can Nespip go around the city by himself? Because you said there were nodes and scratches everywhere in the not city in around the mill and on all the buildings. Like
Yes.
people communicating. Can I look for newer scratches and maybe something from Grenum?
You can. Give me. I imagine you're going to look especially around the mill itself.
Probably around the mill because there are the most messages you said, but looking for anything that looks a bit newer. So because there's probably years and years of scratches and drawings.
So this you're going to take a little bit of time for this. Like you have the time until you need to take your rest. So you have the time for this. Are you going to take like an hour or something like just really like
Yeah,
look around
like
a
an
lot?
hour walking around looking.
Give me an investigation check, but with advantage.
Ooh.
Nice. That is a 19. You're noticing that there are a couple of new messages. Not much, but a couple. Most of them are Martha, if you read this, get out of Drakkenheim, we're leaving. And something along those lines. But there is one that is interesting. Whomever might be interested, the clock tower might still hold some treasure. It isn't signed by anyone.
Clock tower.
I think, Nespip, you don't necessarily know what this might be, per se, but as you have seen the spires of Drakkenheim a couple of times now, there is one building that might fit this description. Of all the tall buildings that are rising up from Drakkenheim, you have the towers of the Cathedral of St. Vitruvio, you have the Inscrutable Tower, of course, you have the spires of Castle Draken, and you have the Cosmological Clock Tower at the Market Square. It is the tiniest of all of the buildings, but it is one of the buildings that is poking out from the haze.
Is that 11?
Probably 12.
Let me have a look. I believe it's 12, if memory serves,
Oh.
but let me
Oh,
see.
okay.
It is number 12, yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
upon coming back to the others, I would probably ask Atoli about what the clock tower might be. So,
If I can speak for you, Atoli.
Go for it.
The clock tower is a remnant of the olden times. At the market square, there was once a clock tower built for people to tell time. This was before the Cathedral of St. Vitruvio was built, because when the Cathedral of St. Vitruvio was built, clocks were built into that as well. And since it's higher, most people would look at that, and the clock tower basically descended into obscurity. It's more of a remnant of olden days. But because it was very pretty, people did keep it over there. And it was still in service up to a certain point. This is well before the arrival of the meteor. All of the internal workings of the clock mysteriously stopped. Nobody really knew why, but because the clock wasn't really being used anymore, nobody bothered to repair it, and it just stood there as a monument. It is a rather tall building, and as you get closer, when you get closer to Drakkenheim, it is one of those buildings that its spire actually pokes out of the mist.
Tully says all of this with annoyance and then rolls around.
Fair.
yeah, it sounds interesting, but not the highest priority right now.
Yeah, we got several. We got enough on our plate to have a big meal. So, before we go for the long rest, and Barlin will just start pouring out berries out of his little box here, and it's just like 30 berries just all start dumping out. Oh no, yeah, just downing all the berries, and then he also.
I have an intervention for you soon, I swear.
Yeah, and this is also looking concerned. Are you going for another dragon?
It's okay. It's okay. Just
I can stop when I
Don't
want
worry
to.
about
I can stop, I swear.
see him eating like 20 berries.
I love that. All right.
Coincidentally, all his berries.
With that, you are approaching your long rest, and how we're going to cover that long rest, I think we will do next week.
All right.
Oh, I don't like
Good.
that if we don't get to just do the long rest now.
No.
Oh, that's a bad cliffhanger. I don't like it.
It's actually
see,
one of
'cause,
our more tame cliffhangers.
Yeah, like I could do a lot worse shit usually.
No, what do you mean? This is a tame one. This is like, oh, you don't get to do your long rest now.
We're
so you
at
can
a
get
safe spot. We're about to take a rest.
Nothing
not-
is safe.
Us not doing the long rest implies that it's not safe right now.
That.
In Drakkenheim, there is always the option.
Or it just
Before we take a
implies
long-
it's 4 o'clock. Time to go.
Before we take a long rest, Nabarlin just murders Felix, and then goes to bed.
Just to be
God.
sure, you know.
It's the only way to be sure.
As we talked about before, better poke first than poke last.
Okay. Well, look forward to dealing with that. That's a problem for future us. We're fine.
Yeah.
So for next week, I imagine going back to Emberwood Village and then checking out Buckle Down Road. That's roughly the idea.
Well, that depends on
Yeah,
what Mel
or-
says.
Yeah, are we gonna? Well, Mel is at Boca Down Row on the way, like on the way other side. Wait, Mel.
Black
Wait,
check Mel.
I bet you Mel. Yeah, he's over at Boca Down Row, so that's way on the other side of.
It's near Emberwood Village, like on the
Yeah, it's
like world map scale.
Yeah, so we'll have to cross it, and then we can decide.
we can see if we want to go in there and try to meet the queen / find Mel / cause other trouble. Who knows?
Or we go get some lilies. Just go through the Hooded Lantern Gate and get some lilies.
I mean, we've seen what happens inside, what is wandering inside there, and we've heard the story, what's happening for people that go unprepared in there. So,
Oh,
No,
yeah. However, those people managed to go all the way to the slaughterhouse square, and we
Yeah.
need only to go like halfway there. So it's
Can
I'm
anybody,
not-
can anybody remember what was said in the beginning? Because I recall we were told that they were level 8. That party was level 8 at that point in time.
Yes.
And they just got cut down.
By the machine, yeah.
Yeah, so we're not going there. Oh, well,
go to the machine.
you can go there. I'm not.
I'm a bit concerned about it wandering the streets.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Okay, so definitely just going across the ferry and then deciding what to do on the other side of the river, away from away from all that.
We could,
Right,
yeah,
so
we could
that
take
bullshit.
this the
Yeah,
stuff
I
that we know about that potion guy to the queen and see.
I would vote for Buckle Down Row just
Yeah.
because that would make things easier for Barry.
Is it buckle down or bunkle down?
Buckle, as in belt buckle.
Buckle. Okay.
Also, the amethyst dudes might still be here in Ekman Hill Mill.
Yes.
Okay. Well,
And it'll be a fun story for the queen, right? Hey, you're queen lady. I got a potion that you got to stab in your heart. You're interested?
all you gotta do.
We
I
have
love
a
all you
whole
guys'
lot-
reaction when I said that, by the way. Like everyone at like a collective, like, huh?
He was a
There's
lot more
always a
compliant
catch.
than I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a regular mad scientist. I like it.
Yeah.
He's
They do
perfectly sane.
Sometimes things
except
just
for the
go your
flesh.
way easy without any complications whatsoever.
Except for the fleshy hand, but yeah.
Sometimes
Kindred- I
things
think
are
Kind-
just easy.
Kindred spirits and stuff, right? He's an outcast too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And Nespip understands the cost of science
Uh,
in the digits.
that was that was accidents, not science.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well,
All
All
right.
right, till next
I will
week.
see you guys next week. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
all right. Chat. That marks session 11 as ended. Thank you so much for hanging out today. I appreciate you. And to YouTube folks, again, thank you so much for watching. You have also been amazing. Thank you for tuning in for our little adventure here. And I will make sure to get this and the... Well, that doesn't make sense because I'm saying that in the past time. Anyways, I'll get these uploaded as quickly as possible. Alright. Thank you all for hanging out, and I'll see you next time. Bye.